Welcome to BTM Reviews, where we talk about the news. Got the scoop you need to hear. Stay a while, join the cheer. Super chat me, let's go live. Feel the buzz and take a dive. Super chat me, don't delay. Join the fun, it's here today. Pour the verb and let it flow. Talking drinks you need to know. Whiskey's aged and barrels old. Stories told in glasses full. Super chat me, let's go live. Feel the buzz and take a dive. Super chat me, don't delay. Join the fun, it's here today. Toys and gadgets, playtime fun. From old school to brand new ones. Action figures, cars that zoom. Fill your heart and light the room. Super chat me, let's go live. Feel the buzz and take a dive. Super chat me, don't delay. Join the fun, it's here today. Movies, flicks on silver screens. Drama, action, fill your dreams. Real to real, the stories told. Lights and camera, new and old. Super chat me, let's go live. Feel the buzz and take a dive. Super chat me, don't delay. Join the fun, it's here today. Movies, flicks on silver screens. Drama, action, fill your dreams. Real to real, the stories told. Lights and camera, new and old. Super chat me, let's go live. Feel the buzz, come take a dive. Super chat me, don't delay. Join the fun, it's here today.
Hey, chat. This is Dave with BTM Reviews. How's everybody doing this evening? Hope you're doing as well as I am. Yeah, we're going to talk about this show that Jim convinced me we should do reviews on. I even made a nice little thumbnail. Me and Jim on our cowboy hats out on his boat. But today was a good day for me. I got to go down to the great city of Peoria once again, do my thing. And then tomorrow I get to go to Wisconsin. So that'll be fun. Just more travel. But we're going to review Justified, season 1, episode 1 tonight. It's just me and Jim. Unless somebody in the chat's seen it and they want to talk about it, you're more than welcome. But Jim, I'm going to bring you on, buddy.
Hey,
how are you?
What's up? How's it going?
Fantastic.
Like my hat?
You know what? I know there's only, so many people here right now, but I got some packages today.
Oh, cool. Let's see what they are. Let me guess. Hold on. I'm going to do my best Johnny Carson. What is Trash Cast hats?
I would never, ever. So, as we can see, the packaging is really good. It's a hat in a box.
What's in the box? What's in the box?
You know how they always have cardboard in the hats? These don't. But they're nice and firm, dude. Nice firm hat.
Yeah, I think these don't because they're embroidered like that, and they were embroidered by somebody like somebody made these for Ethan.
Oh, yeah. So they were like a small batch.
Yeah,
and
like
they weren't.
I think somebody who owns an embroidering company that's a fan was like, "Hey, I'll make these hats and send them to you."
FedEx had no, or UPS had no love for this hat or this box, did they? They had no idea what was in here. They just mushed the hell out of it. How's my wife supposed to use this box to resell her stuff? So that was one.
They shipped them separately?
Oh, 2 boxes, buddy.
Mine came in one box. Both hats.
The boys ain't, well, I didn't order them at the same time.
Okay, all right.
It was 2 separate orders. Oh, so one's a trucker hat and one's a regular ball cap.
Yeah.
I see you're wearing the trucker hat, huh?
Yeah, well.
You like it to breathe?
No, I just grabbed one and threw it on.
All right, let's try this on. Well, they definitely made these for big-headed people, Jim.
Yes, they did.
These are for big heads. Holy shit. Feels good, though. Can't wait to wear this tomorrow to see a customer. They're going to say, what is Trashcast? I'm going to say, it is your new hit show on YouTube that you should be checking out on a nightly basis. That's what Trashcast is. Yeah, they're nice. This one has, more of the breathing capability. This one's made by Richardson. I don't know who made this one, Jim. I didn't look, but
probably the same company.
They're not heavy. They're lightweight. Both of them are lightweight. So, yeah. Glad I got them. I'm glad there's only like 12 of each of these out there, right now. Yeah. I'm sure as fast as they sold, he'll be like, hey, can you get some more? Which is fine. But like Ethan says, he wants you to open your toys when you buy toys. He goes, what the hell's the use of them in a package? If I'm not wearing the hat, what's the use in buying the hat? So,
yeah.
Well, how was your day, Jim? Did you do anything exciting?
No, not really. Just chilled around the house. Played with my grandson for a while. That's about it.
Didn't work on any videos or anything?
Not today, no. I was up late last night after we streamed.
Saturday night?
Did we stream last night?
No.
I was up late was it last night?
Were you watching Ethan?
Maybe I was watching Ethan. I don't know what I was doing. But then I finished up the video and put it out and went to bed. I think it was yesterday.
Well, Ethan did a 7-hour stream the other night, man. That was Saturday night though, because that's the night that we stream sniped him. For a few minutes, and then we quit the show, remember?
No, that's right. Last night I finished. I think it was yesterday. I released that. When did I release the video to the? It had to have been yesterday.
I hate that feeling, man. Like when did I do that? Hey, what's up, Kevin? Ashtara, Moss, Low Watermark. How are you, sir? Now, I don't know what to say, Jim. I really got some words for you about this show.
Okay. Well, wait. We got a couple things first. Let's pull up the.
Well, we got to do our daily news flash on how our Earth is being affected, right? So this is our we got to get some more people in here, though. We've only been on 10 minutes. We got to get more people panicked. So maybe I'll play your little justified stinger.
Well, it's not a stinger. It's just a place.
So this is what a stinger is, according to EVS. When you send him that super chat during our live, Jim is super chatting EVS during our live stream about his stinger.
Oh, I had to. I was part of the thumbnail. It said, "Who am I super chatting?"
All right. So, Ethan had an art auction last night. Oh, is that what you were doing, Jim? Were you buying art?
No. There was one piece I wanted to buy, but I didn't want to spend that much. That it went for like $18.50.
Was it a drawing or what?
Yeah, no, it was a like I think it was a what was it? It was a I think it was a cover, old cover.
An old cover?
Like an old a cover, like a piece of cover art.
Right. No, we're not wearing matching shirts, but we are both wearing fucking green. What the fuck? Mine's not Comicsgate. Mine is just a shirt brand down in Arkansas called Fayette Chill.
Did you ever see the movie Heartbreak Ridge?
Yes, Clint Eastwood.
And you know how he's every morning that they like make them take their shirts off if they don't match him, and then finally the guy goes to the woman, "What, you know, you're not up and around when Gunny Highway leaves for the base, are you?" She goes, "Oh, sure, I make his coffee and breakfast and lay his clothes out." And he goes, "You lay his clothes out?" And so then she calls to tell him tell us what he's wearing. That's what I do. Your wife calls me to tell me what color clothes so I can match.
Well, I guess it was her first phone call. So, yeah, it is kind of weird. It does look a little odd that we're both wearing basically the same shade of green. I guess good taste, right? So let's show this. So this is what Jim has got running right now on his Rumble stream, right? It's just playing in a loop.
Yeah.
What they call like a holder or something like that.
Yeah, placeholder video.
Yeah.
I should have put some music in some kind of cool music in there. I'll fix it for next week.
It's okay. I mean, unless you're doing it for Rumble.
I'm saying for Rumble, like I'll put some so that way there's some sound going during that 10 seconds.
As you guys can see, Jim has found a new hobby late in life. He's liking this video editing stuff a lot. Hey, how do you like my thumbnail that I destroyed that you made, Dan Blackroyd? It's our little corner picture up here. It's also the thumbnail for the video, but took me about a good hour to make that. I couldn't figure it out.
It's fucking. Well, that's why I might just. I don't know, man. I'm really tempted to just bite the bullet and pay for the $600 for the whole Adobe suite because
I don't think it makes it. I don't think it makes it easier though, Jim.
I don't know. I was reading where it says in Adobe you could select like swap faces and it'll take someone's face and move it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. Let me see something.
Like swap the face. It'll take the face and move the face to take this face, move it to this face. Like you click and go like click this face, and it'll go like this and make an outline around the face, and it'll pull the face off, and then you just take it and put it on the other picture.
Jim, you want to see something crazy? Watch
Sure.
this. Watch. Here we go.
Awesome.
So it's the extra cam feature.
Okay.
So during the live stream. So that's how I can do those.
Yeah, you could just aim one down so you could have one on you and one on the. Yeah.
We're old. I know, but it's fun to find a new hobby when you get old. Gives you something to do every day. It just takes us 10 times as long as everybody else. It does it all. Like Tony, Frog Tony DM'd me the other day about monetizing my live streams. And I go, well, who makes your thumbnails? He goes, I make all the crappy ones. All the good ones are made by the other guy in his show. And I said, well, I said, they're nice. He said, well, they really don't matter. Thumbnails, it's just what you say in the thumbnail. It matters what they say in the thumbnail, not the actual pictures. I'm like, well, I don't know, because in Motto and a couple other people, I said, man, your thumbnail game has gone up. I said, yeah, you can thank Dan Blackroyd for that, because I have no skill in this at all. So, this is crap. It's annoying. So yeah, I can't even show the picture like I want to, because everything's
power to the people, Dan Blackroyd. We matter.
Yes. I could do a Sean in person. Am I sitting that low watermark? Can you tell I'm sitting low in my seat? Is that what you're saying? Or I'm just getting fat like Sean? Is that what that means? Aim it down for crotch arm. Ooh. Well, Jim likes to show his legs off when he's reviewing the comics.
I fixed that. After you said it, I was like, oh, fuck. And I moved it, changed it. I changed the camera angle so that it wasn't catching my leg. I don't want to get anybody excited.
Oh, on the overlay. Yeah. Jim, I don't know if I put the overlay on. I'm going to put the overlay on the screen. The chat won't see us.
That's fine.
But I want to see if they can see it. Because this is the actual thumbnail. Can you guys see that?
Take down low watermarks, chat. There you go.
Is this Justified show any good? Trust me, you'll like it. Remember House of the Dragon? Just having fun, Jim.
I know. It's cool.
So anyway, I think we got quite a few more people in here now, Jim.
Okay.
Our daily disaster alert.
Breaking news, breaking news.
Yes.
Attention, everyone. I have an urgent and crucial news story.
Hold it, what the hell is that shit?
Good morning, folks. Today we'll be looking at two
This is for
excellent
you, low
studies on
watermark.
solar impact to the atmosphere, one with big implications for the ongoing magnetic pole shift. We'll also check out the tropical system and geomagnetic conditions, and we're starting with the last 24 hours on our star. Much quieter day up there, minor flares only, no more eruptions aimed at Earth. There are still a few sunspots worth watching for more flares, and of course we've been watching the solar wind as a sequence of 3 CMEs were aimed at Earth before. The first two struck before yesterday's show, and the last one struck last night. Each was fairly weak, but their combined effects had a fairly solid impact to the Earth's magnetic field. Smooth, calm curves in the magnetometer changed to bigger deviations the last day. This morning we're in level 3 geomagnetic storm conditions with KP7. That is enough to drive some solid aurora and have weather impacts, but not large enough to be a technological concern. Speaking of concerns, have some good news on that tropical system approaching the Caribbean. It initially looked like it was going to take a similar track to Debbie, but this one, likely to be named Ernesto, has all model forecasts showing it bending northward early. Still expected to impact the eastern Caribbean, but afterwards will hopefully swing north into the Atlantic and not impact the United States. First up in the articles is this one,
Famous
showing the
last
sun's
words.
long-term control on
Famous
the
last
tropical
words.
hydroclimate.
That's good news
We've
for
seen
me,
these
though.
studies before, but never one using paleoclimate lake levels to show how water was higher during solar minimum periods, indicating the greater rainfall. The bigger solar forcing study confirms and gets detailed about a solar proton destruction of the ozone. They found that these depletion levels can reach extremely high marks, and we know from previous studies that effect is getting amplified as Earth's losing its magnetic field strength. It's the ongoing geomagnetic excursion. It's the key reason why ozone loss is a major risk factor in the years ahead as the field weakens further. Eyes on these kinds of studies as they are very telling. We greatly appreciate your support. We'll do this all again tomorrow. Right here, but right now at 6 a.m. in the new Valley of the Sun. Eyes open, no fear. Be
Dan
safe,
Blackburn
everyone.
brings up a good point. Oh, if you could have only hired Ric Flair or used Ric Flair's voice, it'd be awesome. Oh, but by the way, you said there was a California earthquake today, Jim?
Yeah, 5.4 outside of Bakersfield.
Bakersfield. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
And,
barely
you know,
anything for California.
Well, yeah, but I mean, anytime there's solar flares, there's always going to be an uptick in risk for earthquakes because it's more protons energizing the mantle, causing
The expanding
heat
Earth
up.
to grow.
Yeah, it causes the Earth to grow a little more, causes it to move.
Yeah, not the magma, just the Earth is shifting itself, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right. So he did say something about it affecting the electromagnetic field around the Earth. So are they actually measuring this stuff by the micron or whatever every solar flare that hits? Sounds like
no,
it.
there's a bunch of NASA satellites and GOES satellites and stuff that are up there monitoring the sun because they know it's a problem. Like not so much, I shouldn't say they know they know it can be a very serious issue if they're monitoring it constantly.
But they can't change it.
No, but they need to know, like, so if something that was going to be coming, they could shut certain stuff down. They don't want to fry equipment. Like, they'll take satellites offline and take things down and disconnect things from, like crucial things from the electrical system if they know there's a big thing coming, so that they don't blow it up.
You think they get that kind of fucking insight?
Yeah, they have enough time.
You
They
really
have 2 to
think
3
they have
days.
that kind of insight?
Why else would they be watching?
Because they're fucking dumb, dude. They can't goddamn pass out the right amount for, welfare checks to people. What the fuck? They're going to manage the goddamn electric pulse of the Mother Earth? I don't think so. Kevin's still pissed off that he never really explained why it is expanding. It just expanded. So
do you want to go through this scene by scene and talk about the scenes, or what do you want to do?
Well, first of all, I just have to say one thing.
Okay.
How fucking dare you make me sit through 8 episodes of House of the Dragon when this stuff was out there? You could have stopped me. You could have stopped me dead in my tracks, and I would have been like, oh, thank you for making me stop, Jim. Now I'm watching this first episode. Like, can I keep going? Nope, I stopped. But dude,
you could have kept going. You could have kept going. Like like I said, we might want to do but coming up, like we might want to do a couple episodes at a time. This first episode, a lot happens in this first episode.
Right.
Like this actually, there's books by this guy named Elmore Leonard.
Yep.
Called Fire in the Hole. It's a great book. I have it. This first episode is basically that entire book crammed into an episode.
It feels like a Western.
Yeah.
Set in modern day. That's what it feels like. You got the marshal who's, he's not really following the law too well, is he? But he is, but he isn't. Yeah. He's tempting fate in this first episode.
He's walking the line. He's walking the line.
However, I hate you for making me watch 8 episodes of House of the Dragon. Just so the chat knows. Jim was like, oh my God. But this is right up my alley, dude.
Yeah, this is good. This is really good.
Everybody's believable. I mean, they got those white supremacist motherfuckers looking like those hillbillies from Kentucky should look. I mean, and Motto lives there. He knows what I'm talking about. It's fucking so good.
Well, like the guy that plays Devil, he was in Breaking Bad as one of the Nazis.
Well, that's your role.
That's his role.
Hey, he probably loves the Nazis now. He makes all his money from being a Nazi. A horse is better than a dragon. You can eat it.
I don't know. You can probably eat a dragon too. Right?
So Pike Bishop says the first season's the weakest. Gets way better.
Oh yeah, it gets better. It gets really better. The last season is fucking phenomenal.
We're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about season 1, episode 1. The way they start you off with this show in that restaurant in Miami is so cool, dude. Like, you're just sitting there and you're like, oh, like, is he a cop or is he a bad guy? Because he's giving this guy a timeline to leave the town.
Yeah.
It keeps ticking the clock down. It was great. Now, what's this guy's name that plays the marshal?
Timothy Oliphant.
That's Oliphant?
That's Oliphant.
That's who everybody thinks is the next everything?
Yeah. Remember, he was Agent 47 in the original
Hitman
movie.
Yeah.
He was the marshal in Deadwood, Seth Bullock, and what else was he in? He was really good. I think it was one of his best roles because he wasn't really playing a cowboy guy. Was in The Girl Next Door. He played like a pimp, pornographer guy, and he was good. Good bad guy. Like
I'm talking about that Chalamet. This is okay. This guy, I've seen him in a lot of stuff. He's really good.
You're talking about the bad guy?
No, the marshal. The new actor that's out there is his name the guy
Timothy. No, that's Timothy. I don't know. It's Timothy. I know who you're talking about. No,
Chalamet or something like
Chalamet or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was good in The Crazies. Yeah.
Oh yeah, The Crazies. He was great in. But I'm gonna say, as good as he is, Oliphant just has this weird charisma, dude, that just draws you to him.
Yeah.
It really does.
Yeah, he was really good in the in that movie Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, playing the guy that was taking Leo's place in the movie, like in the movies as the cowboy guy.
Oh yeah, yeah. I forgot about that. He was good.
Yeah.
Oh,
he
he's
was
a
the
villain in Die Hard 4.
Yeah.
It's amazing that all these guys that has been in so much stuff, and you see them all the time, and you just forget. Like, I guess that's why there are superstars and there are stars, Jim. Right?
Yeah, and
Like,
he hasn't done anything yet. Like, I'd say he's probably a woke leftist, but he hasn't done anything really yet that made me go fuck him. You know what I'm saying? Like, because, but I'm sure he's a woke leftist. Like, because in the new series of Justified called, like, there was a new short series they brought back. He it was fucking woke and all fucked up.
did he produce it or was he just in it?
He was an executive producer and all that on it and stuff.
No.
And he had crammed his actual daughter into the show as his daughter. And
Oh, so he was definitely doing the DEI thing to get some money for his show.
And he ends up falling in love with a not attractive woman of a different race than him.
Oh,
It's not like
that's
overweight, not like
I know
basically
that. Yeah.
Stacey Abrams looking broad.
What? That bad?
That bad.
Why they need to do that?
I don't know.
All right. So you want to go through this or not? Or you just
Sure.
want to talk about the episode backward and forward?
Yeah, Tommy Bucks is this guy's name, and Tommy Bucks is a hitman for the cartel in Miami. This is all happening. This starts in Miami. Basically, it's the Delano Hotel in Miami Beach, and he walks in and sees Tommy Bucks eating his lunch there.
He knew he was going to be there, though.
He knew he was going to be there because he had saw him the day before, clearly, because he said, "You got 24 hours to get out of town, or I'm going to shoot you."
Right.
Which they're not allowed to do that anymore. They used to be allowed to tell people, "You got 24 hours to get out of town, or I'm going to shoot you." I guess I don't know.
Well, it sounds like a good rule if you could get away with it.
But because it turns out he was looking for this and all this stuff. Like, if you pay attention to the things that they talk about in this episode, it all comes back in later episodes. Like, you go, "Oh fuck, they talked about that in the first episode. Oh fuck, they talked about that in the first episode."
Don't be ruining this for me, Jim.
I'm not. I'm just saying. But
Okay.
This. Please don't chase Dave away from this show. What are you talking about? This show is fucking phenomenal.
Oh no, I'm hooked. This is one of those shows where I probably could have watched like a full season in a weekend, and not felt bad. About
This
that.
guy's
This guy's been in a lot of stuff too.
Yeah, he was in. I think he was a bad guy in The Crow. He's been a bad guy in a bunch of shit.
I'm actually surprised, like, he took this role for the time he was in it, because seems like maybe he would have a bigger role, but maybe they'll revisit history or something later that I don't know about.
Well,
don't tell me.
Well, I'm just saying this was a pilot. You know what I mean? So he was in the pilot stuff. So, and the thing that, like, where he's telling him, do you think it was about the guy that he put the dynamite in his mouth and blew him up? And wherever. In Nicaragua, where the fuck Nicaragua, El Salvador, somewhere.
Nicaragua.
Yeah, and then because he was searching for a money launderer that was running from the mob that stole a bunch of money, and they were trying to get him to make him turn state's evidence. And what the fuck is his name? He's actually later, in a future episode when that money launderer comes up, you're going to laugh your balls off when you see who they got to play that guy.
Okay. Cool.
If you don't recognize him. Yeah. Well, yeah, no, this guy hasn't been in, maybe he just does like bit roles. I don't know. So,
I got to tell you, Kevin, that's a good thing, tell Dave about the woke follow-up series. That's true. But I haven't watched any follow-up series of any shows that I've ever liked, Jim, because I never think they're going to be as good.
Well, even like Sons of Anarchy was like, it was a fun show to watch. It was completely unbelievable. It's like, wait a minute, these people are shooting machine guns all over the place and nobody's ever getting hit. Nobody's
like
dying.
stormtroopers. Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
it's like, this is ridiculous. And then they came out with the Mayans, and I was like, okay, this show is pathetic.
Right.
Like, it was really bad. You know, which is
Right.
weird too, because like the guy that wrote Sons of Anarchy also wrote The Shield. The same guy. So that's why, like, The Shield was awesome.
Well, isn't
And
the creator of this show kind of a big deal too in TV?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, you're talking about woke shit, right? I started watching this show. It's on Netflix. It's made by MGM. It's called Vikings of Valhalla.
Okay.
You know, so it's got
Is that the one with the Black Vikings?
no,
Okay.
no.
I know there's one on Netflix that has a bunch of Black Vikings.
It's got people in the world that are black, but they're not Vikings.
Okay.
And very few of them. But what does bother me, Jim, it's got, you know, Leif Erikson in the show. That's like, you're following him. You know, and he's the son of, you know, Eric the Red and all this stuff, which is fine. But I got to see in this show, I got to see women as the shield guard. Come on, man.
Well, no, there was Shield Maidens. That was a thing.
Was it?
Yeah. Viking women. Yes. Shield Maidens. Yeah. If you just watch Vikings, which was on AMC.
So were they also rowing the boats, going to war?
I think they all did it. And Viking women. Yeah. They were like, yeah. There was some that were Shield Maidens.
Okay. I didn't know that.
There were women that were Shield Maidens that went on the raids with them and everything. They were different than
these Shield Maidens. These Shield Maidens were to protect the fort.
Oh yeah, they did that too. Like whenever they would go out, they would leave people behind to guard their stuff. When they were on a raid, they would have they would set up a camp and they would leave like their kids and the women there to protect.
No, but I'm saying this is like a city in the show, and they have a guard called the Maidens, right? Which is fine. Not that I know it was a thing, but you know, it's when I'm talking about the women going to battle, rowing the boats across the ocean and all this shit.
It wasn't just women. It was women and women. It was probably, you know, like on a boat, there was probably, like, say there was 20 people on a boat.
No, there's one woman. There's one woman.
Yeah, like one or two women on the boat. Yeah.
Yeah. And fucking 19 men die, except for the woman. But she survived the arrow.
No, I mean, like, and here's the thing is, I just don't like when something is jarring, like Retro Dice's comment here, where it's jarring and it's like, this just takes me out of believing this.
Yes.
So that would be the same as if there was a show about the Zulu and there was a bunch of white people in the tribe. I'd be like, this doesn't make any sense.
Of course, right.
You'd be like, this doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it's like when you're watching a show that with Hispanic characters, you're like, well, why are all these fucking Filipinos here? What the fuck's going on? This doesn't make sense.
Well, here's a fun fact.
You got more?
Well, yeah.
Facts?
There are a bunch of...
This is not a fact-based show.
No, I think in Mexico, there was a bunch of Korean slaves that got brought in. So there are a bunch of Koreans in Mexico, like that came in the 1800s, and that are Mexican, they're Koreans. They have a specific name for them, and I can't think of it.
Korean slaves in Mexico?
Yeah, in Mexico.
When did Mexico import slaves?
They have a specific name for them.
We're the only country in the world that ever imported slaves, Jim. We're bad America. We're the only ones that ever did it. Come on, man. Don't be ridiculous. You see what low watermark said, Jim?
What?
See what low watermark says?
So many racist thoughts, too little time.
Core Mexican.
No, they have a specific name. Son of a bitch.
Roof Koreans, best Koreans. Yeah, we just did it last. Yeah. And we killed the most people to end it. Like, we did everything wrong. We started it last, Jim, and we killed each other to fucking end it. Unlike other countries that just ended it, right?
Maybe.
Maybe. You know I'm right. If you don't believe me, ask Andrew Campbell with their gigantic slave trade community over there in Australia. Yeah, Jim's talking about Mexico, though.
Yeah, in Mexico.
So there's a lot of Asians in Latin America. Brazil has a huge Japanese population. Brazil just has a huge fucking population, dude. That place is very, very populated, Jim, especially Rio, right? Like, there's a lot of people in that city. So
I think it's called like Anakang or something like that, or Anakang or something like that.
you can't find it on the internet, though, right? Yeah, I don't think you can. I do not think
I can't find it, but no, I know it's actually. You know what? It's actually in this show. It's in this show.
Oh,
it comes
cool.
up later in the show, like in season 5 or 6, or maybe season 5 or 6, like the second, not the last season, but the season before the last season. It comes up.
This is just like EFAPing a fucking Eric July video. We're 45 seconds in and it's taking us 8 minutes.
Maybe it's something like Anakin
Skywalker?
Something like that. Yeah, it's something like that. It comes up.
Oh, cool. Are they related to the Leias?
Maybe. So anyway, so this, I'm not just making shit up. Look, I think it's called like Anakin or something like that.
Oh man, look at low watermark for 50. So all the BTM cast viewers can enjoy an extra theory show. I'm saying good night. Have fun, y'all. Thank you, low watermark. Going back on the board right now. Tomorrow's a theory show, Jim. No more expanding Earth this week, though. Okay,
that's fine.
But again, thank you, low watermark. That is so generous. Go ahead and talk to the chat while I write low watermark's name on the board.
So here's Raylan Givens having a conversation with Mr. Tommy Bucks. Can't think of his real name. It's not Bucks. It's something else. Thomas Buckley something or other. Anyway, and telling him he wants him to get out of town. You know, told him to get out of town. He's only got 15 minutes or 5 minutes or something now. He said, I thought I had till 4:30. And he said, no, now you got 15 minutes. And then he's like, well, you're going to shoot an unarmed man. And he's like, you're not armed. He's like, you see a gun on me? And spoiler alert, he did have a gun. And he did have a gun, and he gets
what was coming to him.
Now you can actually see in a lot of these especially this show, I've noticed quite a bit that the guns are fake. They're like actual fake, like rubber guns.
Yeah,
I can make, especially with the 4K 8K TVs and shit. You can see it's like, oh, that's a fake gun. When you're huge screen, it's like, that's a fake fucking gun. So it kind of takes you out of it, but it is what it is. Plus, when the gun hits the ground, the noise it makes is like that gun wouldn't make that noise. And you can see stuff too, like you'll see a seam on the gun, like going down the center, or like it was pieced together. So you're like, that's not real. I think it's called like Anakin, Kevin Pastraro. It's like Anakin or Anukin or something like that. Anukin.
Anunnaki. That's what it is. It's Anunnaki. Yeah. So we got, but they brag about the name or the brand of their gun, Jim.
Yeah.
And the make a lot in this first episode. Not brag, but they talk about it. What would you use to kill him?
Yeah. Yeah.
Was this show filmed like in Canada or?
No, this was filmed in the United States. This was filmed
in Kentucky.
Well, this beginning scene was filmed at the Delano Hotel in Miami.
I was going to say this show takes place in Kentucky, and it does really give me a Kentucky vibe.
Yeah, it was shot in Harlan, Kentucky.
Okay, so they were on location.
Yeah, well, Harlan and I think Louisville. It was filmed in Kentucky in location. Yeah,
that's cool. They don't do that shit anymore enough, man. Thanks again, low watermark.
And so this guy's been in a bunch of stuff. I can't think of his name, but he's been in a bunch of stuff.
Oh, this guy?
Yeah, this guy. I can't think of his name. But he and so that's the chief marshal for the Miami office, and he tells him that this is going to be a problem. Well, this is going to be a problem because that guy, he said something like the meth addict you shot last month or whatever, or months ago, was on the 17th page or whatever of the newspaper. This is going to be on the front page. Expect a world of shit to come raining down on this office from Washington.
Yeah.
And so then so that's the opening, basically the opening scene. This is him telling him, he's like, what do you mean? I got pulled first. He's like, looked like you pushed him into it. And so that was cool. And then here they are getting interviewed by the DOJ. And he's like, oh, the chief had a report and everything he was going to do, but Raylan couldn't let him. Like, bullshit. Raylan does not play for bullshit. He wants just strict honesty. This is what happened. I was, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Just basically just the facts. This is keep it simple. That's what he says. Let's keep it simple. He pulled, I shot him.
Yeah. Yeah. It was justified. Like,
it was justified.
Yeah.
He pulled, I shot him. No sense talking about it. I don't want to get into it. And so then,
as soon as he said like justified like a couple times in the first 5 minutes ago. Oh, I kind of get what the show's about. This guy's gonna toe the line the whole 6 seasons, isn't he? I know we can't play him, man. I know. Unless we're on Rumble, we could probably play him more.
I mean, we'd get struck in a second. They would take both our YouTube channels, I think, if we played this. They probably, we'd probably get like actual like struck.
Well, they'll stop the stream.
Yeah,
they do it all the time. When I start playing music, they stop the stream.
I mean, I could mute it and then play a little bit, but
you're doing fine. It's no fun without the sound. But then this is when he's saying you're gonna have to leave.
Yeah, he's like, you're gonna have to leave, and he's like, what do you mean? He goes, well, I just had a phone call with the chief in the Eastern District of Kentucky, Art Mullen. You taught shooting with them at Glencoe, which is where they train marshals. He's like, yeah. He's like, well, they need an agent. They need help in the Eastern District of Kentucky, and I'm reassigning. And he's like, oh, I don't want to go to Kentucky. And he goes, well, you don't want to go to Kentucky, and you can't stay here. Do you have any other marketable skills?
What he says is, I'm from Kentucky. I don't want to go back to Kentucky. He goes, I'm from there. I don't want to go back there. Dude, the bad guy is he from the South? Because he plays that accent really good.
He does
man.
I don't think so. I don't think so. He does a good Southern accent. I've heard him sound like a British guy though too.
Yeah, but he does it in every Danny McBride show. He plays that same Southern draw all the time. He's fantastic. That's how it be. Yeah. It's like, I got out. I don't want to come back. And Motto, I don't want to go back. Especially Harlan looks.
And so here he is, Lexington, Kentucky, getting out. You got your typical look at this big fat guy here.
Warner's Wildcat stuff, yeah.
Yeah. And then he sees his
very nice, typical fat guy.
Walks into this small office compared to where he was in Miami. So it's a bit of a letdown, the Miami office. And he said, no, not with you here, because they're old friends.
Which was very nice, dude. He didn't walk in with a fucking attitude, like a lot of shows do that. Like he's the disgruntled guy or disgruntled woman nowadays, Jim. There's so many
that kind of comes into play in a future episode. Because the other people that work there kind of get pissed off because they think like he's special because he's friends with Art, and so they kind of hold a grudge.
No, but I'm talking about he doesn't have a grudge about being assigned there.
No, he doesn't. He don't care really, but I'm not talking like not Art, but like there's actually it's only one person basically. I'm trying to think. It's a couple episodes in where she says something to him like, You came in here and everything changed. You went to the front of the line.
Yeah, well, I haven't been assigned to Kentucky all my life, bitch. I was in Miami taking down drug pins. I might have a little bit more play.
So
You talking about the little black chick?
yeah.
Oh.
And she, because he wears the cowboy hat, the boots, and everything, and you come in with the swagger. What if I tried to do that? And he goes, "Here, put the hat on, try it."
This is who I am. I mean, it's not an act. He grew up there. She's probably not even from there.
She's from Tennessee, I think.
Yeah, of course.
In the movie, she says something about by Johnny Cash's place, and he's from
That's
Tennessee,
Arkansas.
right?
Arkansas. He's from Arkansas. Born and
Is that
raised.
where did he live? No, but where did he live with June Carter?
He died in Tennessee. Yeah, he died in Tennessee. Yeah. So, yeah. So he walks in.
Yeah.
He says, "Hey, you want to go get a drink?"
Yeah, he said, "Let me finish up." And he starts telling him like, "Oh man, must about this office. What were you doing in Tennessee, in Kentucky, in Miami?" And
Florida,
he's like,
yeah.
"Oh, just fugitives mostly." And he goes, "Oh, well, here everybody does everything, even prisoner transport." And he's like, "Oh, everyone, something about prison transport. Morning prison transport's a shit detail." And he's like, "So everybody does it?" He's like, "Well, even you?" And he's like, "Not me. I'm the chief."
Yeah, which is fair. Yeah. But that's reality, dude, right? Like, that's the reality of being the chief. You get to pull that privilege card. And yes, you get to pull the card.
And then this is where he says to him, like, you're from down around here, right? He goes, Harlan or something. He goes, yeah. And he goes, we're working on this boy. We've been trying to get this boy locked up for well over 2 years now. We just can't get a case on him. Maybe you can help us if you know anything about him.
Well, that happened when they were at dinner.
No, that happened here. And then at dinner, because he goes, Jesus Christ, Art, anything else you want to lay on me?
He did that at dinner. He goes, could you do anything to make my day any worse?
No, I thought it was right here. Let's see.
Don't you play it.
Working.
That just
He works here.
Oh, that's about his ex-wife came back to Kentucky, and
she's a court
reporter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So I remember.
There's this whole thing where basically his wife left him for the realtor. He's like, I left you in wherever they were to sell the house and meet you in Miami, and you ended up leaving me for the realtor.
Don't ruin the show for me.
That's in this episode.
I don't remember that at all. I remember him going to her house.
Yeah, and freaking out.
And she says, "What are you doing here?" But I didn't hear a conversation about their relationship. He was talking about some other stuff.
Maybe that's a different episode. Sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. I mean, you can tell that she still likes the dude, but what she says, we'll get there, which it's about his anger. That's what they were talking about, right?
Oh, yeah. That's the end of the show. She says something about anger. She's like, Raylan, you're the angriest man. You hide it well, but you're the angriest man I've ever known.
Right. He goes, I don't think I'm that angry. And she goes, big boy, you don't know yourself very well. Which is actually played out in the show because he's willing to fucking pull that gun real quick.
I mean, I'm trying to think. Maybe we should keep account of how many people he's shot.
2 today.
Yeah, 2 in this episode, right?
Yeah, he killed the guy in the restaurant and he shot the other guy at the house.
Yeah, but I'm saying, I think he shoots a person in almost every episode.
That cop would be fired.
Some episodes he shoots quite a few people. No, maybe he doesn't shoot somebody in every episode. I could be wrong about that.
I'm sure he shot at, though, in every episode or something.
Quite a bit of shit going on.
Which is a good thing.
It's a good show.
But now, do you think this show would have been as good if it was episodic?
It is kind of episodic.
Is it? I'm not going to follow. I'm not going to follow the story of this fucking bad guy for 6 years.
Pretty much.
Well, that's not episodic, dude. That's fucking J.J. Abrams you know,
Well,
storytelling.
no, there's
which is-
different. By episodic, I thought you meant like each episode kind of ties into the next one.
No, I mean like, hey, here's a case. I'm going to go solve it. Next week, there's a case. I'm going to go solve it. Do you think it would have been as good that way?
No, that happens in every episode, but there's this underlying, like each season has an underlying thing going on.
Okay.
You know, like season 2, I think is one of the best seasons. Actually, it's great. Like
Okay.
this whole family that he's fucking around with.
Okay. That's cool. One of my favorite bands is from Kentucky, Knocked Loose. Metal band, rock band. What is it? Retro Dice? Is it pop? What is it? Doesn't sound like a pop band, but we're still in the credits of the show.
We're
Holy
7 minutes in.
I know.
Yeah, like it's right before this scene where they jump to Boyd is when he says his name, and he says, and then it jumps to the bar, and he's telling him about how he went to Iraq, and
Right.
But we'll get to that in a second. This is right when he says to him,
Don't move. No offense. I didn't pick Kentucky.
Yeah. Hardcore. Okay.
As far as I know.
Thought you were from there.
yeah, see, it's right. Thought you're from there. We're trying to get this boy right here, and then it jumps to. So we covered this. So then it jumps to Boyd Crowder in the truck with what the fuck is his name? And they were like looking at blowing up some federal building or something with a rocket launcher.
Yeah, but it was under construction or
It was
something.
under construction. He's like basically, no, we'll go to Plan B. And so they go to the.
Yeah. He says, and the guy says Plan B, and he goes, "There's always a Plan B."
yeah.
There's always
And then,
a plan.
you know, and he comes up to this church, and he makes a comment about how, you know, back in the day, 2 crackers driving in a SUV through the neighborhood would have set the hood on fire or something, you know, basically caused a bunch of problems, them driving through the hood. Now they just act like it's no big deal.
Now these, in case the chat doesn't know, are white supremacists.
Right. But see, I think, honestly, I don't think Boyd's actually a white supremacist. I just think he's using it to do what he wants to do, is blow shit up and get money.
We're an episode in. I have no clue. Don't be telling me this shit. I don't want to feel any sympathy for this guy until I need to. Because today he got what he fucking deserved.
Yeah, he did today.
Yeah.
But no, that's in this episode. I'm pretty sure. Because he says something to him later on in this episode about how he probably got paid to blow up the church.
Oh, he told him that. Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, they went through that part. Yeah. He says, you don't do it for the love of this stuff. You do it because you like to blow shit up and get paid to do it.
yeah.
So, yeah, they pass on the federal building, right, Jim?
Yeah, and then so they go to this church. It's a church. It's one of those like it's like one of those churches that you know, that they use weed as a sacramental thing. So it's a drug shop, and he got paid by some drug dealers in Lexington or something to blow it up because they weren't happy with the
Competition.
the competition and him getting a free pass from the cops because he's a church.
Yeah, and he's also a fake Nigerian, Jamaican accent dude.
Yeah, that's funny
yeah.
too.
Yeah. He's Nigerian, Jamaican with a fake accent. He's full of shit.
Pastor Fandy.
Yeah. So this was pretty fucking funny right here when he did this. Like
Yeah.
like holy shit. Pretty good.
He yells, "Fire in the hole!"
He gave him warning.
Yeah.
Didn't have to. But I don't think he was trying to kill
Oh, look,
people.
there's the rock. No, he was not really. I don't think he has a problem with killing people, though.
Obviously not.
Yeah.
Because
We
right
haven't
after
gotten there
this, that problem is pretty much fucking gone.
Yeah. I mean, just look at that look on his face, though.
Asking if the mystery is going to be solved every episode had an ending where it reminded me of Columbo or Murder, She Wrote. Yeah, like those were shows, like every show had an ending. And I used to like those shows because I didn't have to fucking watch 14 episodes of a season to get caught up with the 15th episode. I could just turn on the 15th episode and see, you know, Tom Selleck is Magnum PI, solve the fucking case. Now,
Like
you're
this,
saying if this does this kind of like, hey, this
no,
guy's
you can
this
watch.
guy's in town. We gotta handle this case, but this is still a subplot going on all the time.
Right,
That's
there's always
fine.
just like a subplot in the back. But what I'm saying is, you can just like Sopranos. You could watch any episode of Sopranos, and it stands on its own.
Nah, dude, not if you don't know why this guy's saying this about that. And
I should take that back, because there's some a couple of those episodes where he's in the hospital, I don't think you could watch on your own. Like, you'd be like, what the fuck is this? When he's like,
that's like walking halfway through The Godfather and you go, who the fuck is this guy? Why do I care about him now? Or we're 3 seasons into this season or this show that's got a running story, like just continuous. Yeah, not the last episode. Kid kept flipping. Man, boy, that last episode pissed people off, didn't it, Jim?
Yeah. So here they are at the bar, and he's asking him about him, and he's telling him about how he went to Iraq and came back and became a sovereign citizen and decided to stop paying his taxes, and so they had to send him to federal prison, and that now he basically goes around, blow up a car and then rob a bank or something.
Right.
And he said, "Oh, I saw that in a Steve McQueen movie," and Art goes, "Well, these aren't movie actors." And man, I can almost quote this whole fucking TV show.
Almost. You're pretty close, because I just watched it at 5:30. Yeah.
I watched it like a week ago, this episode. But I've seen this episode probably, honestly, at least 20 times.
Yeah. You said you watch at least twice a year every year, right? The whole series.
Yeah, since it came out.
You think you got a problem?
I like it. I don't know. I like Boyd Crowder.
I just like that evil son of a bitch.
I don't know. I was rooting for him all the way to the end.
Right.
But anyway, and so then he says, does he look any different? He goes, no, we were, and then how do you know? We both dug coal together in a deep, you work a deep mine with a man, you think you know him, and, you look out for each other. Boyd actually saved his life. At the end of the episode, that scene that he's replaying in his head, there was a cave in, and Boyd saved Raylan's life. So that I don't know if Raylan mixed his heart on purpose because he didn't want to kill him.
No, he didn't want to kill him. He did not want to kill him.
Because they kind of, they kind of dance around that,
No, he didn't. No, he said, "Don't they train you to shoot him in the heart?" And he could have killed. He was close range, dude. He did not want. He didn't want to kill him if, with just a direct shot. Now, if he would have died, that'd have been a different thing. But I think he likes the motherfucker is the problem. I don't think he dislikes him because I think he undersells too how close they were.
They were friends. They grew up together. You know what I mean?
That's not what it says in the show. That's
I know, but they grew. But they did. They grew up. Both
I'm just saying, as far as I know today, I don't have all the years ahead of me.
All right.
All I know is they worked in the coal mine together. That's their only relationship. That's all I know. But from what I can see watching it, dude, you're like childhood friends from what I can see. Like he's inviting you in to drink moonshine and stuff, and you're giving each other hugs.
Well, then even the girl later on, Ava, who was married to Boyd's brother.
Her brother, yeah.
She's Ted's Raylan. No, I had a crush on you and everything. And then Raylan says, she lived down the street for me. Or down the road from me. It's a small town. They all knew each other,
But just because you know each other doesn't mean you'll hang out. But I think they probably did some bad shit together. I'm going to find it out. But I'm not going to ask you because you'll tell me everything. I just got a feeling that.
No, I won't ruin. But there's more stuff. There's more stuff later that comes out.
Right.
We'll leave it there. I won't say it. But there's more, not directly with Raylan, but with people close to Raylan.
There's going to be a lot. Of course. It's 6 years of content. There's got to be a lot. Sure. Yeah. So I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm just saying, I just think that there's a lot of shit that's going to happen.
So here, then after they talk and stuff and about it, then Boyd and, this place comes up a lot in the show. You'll constantly hear him say Tate's Creek Bridge or Tate's Creek Road. Like several times throughout the whole show, they're always talking about Tate's Creek Road or Tate's Creek Bridge.
Right.
So whatever. Just pointing that out. And so he throws the rocket launcher thing and this guy's rubbing his head. And then Boyd's like, why you keep rubbing your head? You afraid your hair ain't going to grow back? And then Boyd's like, why didn't you want to blow up that church? And he's like, oh, I told you I didn't want him to recognize my car. And he goes, oh, is that what it was? It's like, because I got to thinking that a federal building under construction is just type of an innocuous target that the Federal Bureau of Imperialism would give up in order to get deep into the movement. And he's like, you call Oklahoma and ask him about me.
Right, because he says you're doubting my loyalty to the cause.
Yeah, call Oklahoma. And he goes, oh, the devil's on the phone with him right now. He's like, yeah, you'll see I ain't no rat. And then, bam, Boyd shoots him in the back of the head.
And then the phone rings.
And then the phone rings and it's Devil. Or he calls Devil to ask him to come pick him up.
And tell him the status of the job, yeah.
Yeah, and he's like, well, how'd it go? He's like, main objective was a no-go, but we took care of the alternate okay. He's like, did you get word back from Oklahoma? He goes, oh, yeah, Jared checks out. And he's like, oh, he does? That's too bad. He's like, oh, how'd he go? He goes, I had to let Jared go.
Why? Because you didn't trust him or you didn't like him? He goes, well, a little of both. Yeah.
He's like, I'm going to need you to pick me up, though.
It is amazing, though, dude. Like, they know they're in small town Kentucky, but they walk around like nobody's going to touch us. Like, we can do anything we want.
And so then the next morning, Raylan goes into the courthouse to see his ex-wife, and then he gets a phone call telling him, do you know where Tate's Creek Bridge is? And he goes, yeah, I'll be right there. All right, I know where it's at.
Courthouse. I'll be up in the...
Yeah.
And so then he heads out here, and they're
Covered bridge, right?
Covered bridge.
Covered bridge.
Yeah. And so they state troopers or whatever found the car in the morning, called him.
And Motto probably crossed this bridge a few hundred times, going to buy his marijuana in what's it, Hayden's Creek or Hardin's County or whatever, Hayden County. Yeah.
Harlan County.
Harlan County. Harlequin.
Until they find this guy, in the car, brains blowed out, and he goes, oh, you know what this is? This is a cat for a rocket launcher. And he goes, and the funny thing is, last night in Lexington, I think, someone blew up a church with a rocket launcher.
Ain't that funny? Like,
ain't that funny?
You can tell, like, his boss is like, we're just like spinning our wheels out. He almost has that feeling like he goes, have you ever seen one of these? And that's what kind of blew me away. These are federal agents, and they've never seen one of these. They're federal agents. Like, they wouldn't have ever been trained.
Well, they're not ATF. They're the marshals, so I don't know. I mean,
like, I'm not questioning. It's just, it seems like maybe one of them has seen one somewhere, sometime, especially the old guy.
Maybe.
But I'm already hooked into the show now.
Yeah.
I'm completely hooked.
Well, Nick Searcy's a great actor. The guy who plays Tim Gutterson, the sniper, good actor, great through the whole series. Even the girl that plays Rachel, she's fine in this. She's a good, you know what I mean? She plays the part good. You know what I mean? She's good.
The ex-wife or the one that killed the husband or his ex-wife?
All of them really. The other Marshall. Ava, she's fine, but even his ex-wife is good through the movie. His ex-wife was also in The Shield. A lot of people from The Shield are in this, and a lot of people from Deadwood, the series, are in this.
Yeah, well, when you're good actors and you can, you want a paycheck, you're going to go work on decent stuff.
There's even a few people from Band of Brothers that end up showing up in this.
Like, just look at this scene right here, Jim. There's stuff going on behind. Like, there's stuff happening. It's not just a dead scene. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of stuff today is just blah. Like, you feel like you're in this little town, just from this little shot.
And so they're talking, and Tim Gutterson tells them, like, what did they say? And they go, well, someone heard time to go. Someone else heard Heidi, Heidi, ho.
Yeah.
And he goes, oh, well, put out an APB on Cab Calloway. And he's like, I think he's dead. He goes, well, it should be easy to find. It should be easy to find him then. And then Rachel, she goes, someone else, the pastor heard it differently. He heard fire in the hole. And that immediately makes Raylan go, fire in the hole, that's Boyd.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he smiled at that point.
Yeah. You know, so they
but you know, like they already knew though. They just needed more clarification.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, I think that's the whole thing is they know what this guy's up to, but they just can't prove it.
They even say it like we got to catch him in the act.
Yeah.
That's what he tells the one chick. Like,
yeah.
We got to catch him in the act. The Shield is awesome. Is that my next soiree after this? Jim?
The Shield is really good. It gets weird though. For like, there's like a whole seat, like when they're chasing this money train thing, it's weird. It's like, what the hell? And then I didn't like the ending of the Shield at all.
Right. So the show came out when Hollywood actually gave a shit, Dave. I know, like you can tell. Like even just look at here, like the burnout building looks legit. It just looks like it happened, right? Deadwood, The Shield, Justified, all great, says Bob and Casey.
Yeah, so is Hell on Wheels is really good.
Yeah, and those were all shows that, you know, they weren't gigantic like hits, but they were all popular for the people who liked them. It's kind of crazy.
You know,
was this an FX? Was Justified an FX show?
Yeah, FX. FX used to make some really good shows, man.
I know. It just had it's like, how did they not put that stuff on Fox? The bigger broadcast. I guess they needed stuff for their cable only outfit, but man, and they could take more risks here too, right? Like,
yeah, they used a lot more swear words and stuff, and there was even some like close to nudity.
Oh yeah, sure. Huh. Now see, she kind of dumpy when she walks away to be a cop.
Well, actually, she looks like most female cops you see. In all reality, she has the same body type as 90% of the female cops you see. You know, she's actually not overweight. She's just got a big ass.
Okay.
So Art Mullen tells her to go talk to the nice pastor and be nice and try to find out if you get any more information. And then she gets into an argument with them about, you know, what the Constitution of dope sellers.
He tells her to be nice, yeah.
Yeah, and then she goes like, oh, something about just her yelling at him, something about the Constitution of dope sellers or something. And he's like, walk away, and then he tries to get him to talk to him, and he doesn't want nothing to do with the chief. And then Raylan says, I saw Peter Tosh once. And that, was he any good? And, you know, well, he wasn't my type of music, but the girl I was chasing really loved him, so I let her stay till the encore before I dragged her off to jail. And so that was basically the gist of getting him to trust him and like him, was that he saw Peter Tosh once. And all I kept thinking was Tosh.0. Daniel Tosh. I'm like, oh, Daniel Tosh, he's funny. I know who Peter Tosh is, though, the fucking reggae guy. It's just he's like a poor man's Bob Marley, in my opinion. You know, so they get them to come and participate in the lineup. And so then they're gonna come here to Alderson or whatever, and then, oh, this is Dewey Crow. This is Goofy, these white supremacists here, chopping wood. I felt the air move. Dewey comes in. Boyd, and Boyd goes, what's wrong? Are they all out of Velveeta? And then Dewey says, no, man, it's your brother's been shot. He goes, where at? He goes, well, in his house. He goes, no, dumbass, where on his body? Is it bad? He goes, oh, hell yeah, it's bad. He's dead.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. He didn't get very excited, though, did he?
No.
He just, no, it's okay. Julio, you got the link, dude, if you want to join, buddy.
And so then they come through here and they're talking about it. And then that's when Tim Gutterson starts telling her what happened with Ava and the husband, you know, that she ventilated him with a 30-06 hunting rifle during dinner, and that she was released on her own recognizance. And they're like, well, we need to go talk to her because they're going to liable to do something. And Tim says, well, I tried to Google map it, the address, and nothing came up. And
He goes,
Raylan looks at it and goes, oh, I know where it is. I know where that is. And he goes, well, maybe some things haven't been entered into the system, like Raylan's hometown in North Korea.
yeah, North Korea. That was pretty good. Yeah. Obviously, Jim has read the script, wrote the script, and watched the script multiple times because he's pretty much verbatim on this stuff. It's pretty awesome, Jim.
You know.
Do you remember every episode this well, or just this one specifically?
Pretty much.
That's cool.
You know, so then Raylan's coming through here and knocks on the door
with a cool standing pose at the door. Yeah,
and she goes, Raylan Givens.
Raylan, oh my God. Just kisses him right on the fucking mouth.
Yeah. You know,
you said she was in Sons of Anarchy or something?
Her? No, she wasn't. No, Raylan's wife, Renona, was in I think she was in Sons of Anarchy and The Shield.
Okay. Yes, Julio took notes. Julio watched it and took notes, Jim. He's got specifics.
No, she offers him a drink, and then she starts telling him how that you want ice with that, and he's like, sure. And she's like, oh, if I ever forgot to make ice, the fuck's the brother Boyd and his brother Bowman would get to beat me
and say I wasn't a fit housewife.
Yeah, can't you keep house?
You ain't a fit housewife.
That's why he beat me the other days, because I told him how creepy his brother was, and so he came after me with that belt and had me beat right behind the stove here. I still got a lump in my head. You want to feel it?
That's why I told him.
Yeah, that's why I told him. However, I'll never take. I made his best dinner. Sweet ham and okra, leftover okra fixed with tomatoes and yams, and I had it all sitting there on the table. And I took out the deer rifle and I shot him right through the chest. And you see, there's some blood there still. I got to clean it. Lysol's the best cleaning agent in the world,
Holy fuck, Jim! Holy shit!
Yeah. Well, I told you I know the show. I know the show.
I'm gonna, just what? Holy God! It's fucking like, whoa!
Why is it playing?
And then she asked if he wanted whiskey with fucking Dr. Pepper or Coke, and I'm like, and he goes, no, just some ice. And that's when the whole ice story came out. It's like, what the fuck? No Kentuckian drinks their whiskey or bourbon with fucking soda. I don't think.
And so she says, oh my God, I gotta look at my hair. I'm a mess. I gotta go take a shower. Don't you stare at me. Don't look at me like this. Let me go. Let me get looking right. And goes to take a shower. And so he's just kind of chilling.
Julio Scissors, how dare you? This girl is really pretty, but she can't act for shit. How dare you, Julio?
Yeah. And then here she is in a towel, basically, like. And then this guy just comes in and just walks in the door. And he goes, who the hell are you, the Undertaker? And he goes,
yeah.
Well, I might be undertaking the situation here.
Yeah.
He goes, pull down your shirt. What do you got there? And she sees the tattoos. He goes, that thing around your neck, you poach that gator? And he goes, well, I shot her and ate her tail. Because that puts you around Lake Okeechobee in Florida. He goes, Belle Glade, who the hell are you? He goes, I'm Raylan Givens, U.S. Marshal. What? And he goes, oh, what's your name? Dewey, you got a name, don't you? He goes, Dewey Crow. He goes, oh, I locked up a boy down that way named Dale Crow Jr. You know him? He's my kin. Small world.
He was very nice to this kid, though, dude.
Yeah.
He was very nice.
Yes, he was on his best behavior. And he's like, now you can go back and knock on the door. And if Ava wants you to come back in, I'll let you in. If not, you're going to be on your way.
And he
goes,
says, "Oh, I'll be back in."
He's like,
I'll
I'm
go
going
out,
out, but then
and
I'm
I'll be
coming
back
back
in.
in.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Raylan goes, oh, shit. And he goes, like, takes his jacket off and goes out. And then, hold on. And he sees him loading up the gun. And, you know, like, I thought at first, I was like, you know, well, how come he didn't think maybe he had one in the chamber? But obviously, if you have to load rounds into the shotgun, the odds that he had one in the chamber sitting there,
He would have saw it. He would have saw it. Yeah.
you know, is pretty slim. Plus, it's not a good idea to have a shotgun with one in the chamber driving around in a car because spring is being held back. The fire
It doesn't take much.
It doesn't take much to get that to bounce off the sear and bam! You know, like people stories all the time about people knocking shotguns over in their house and have them going off.
Sure. Yeah.
So shotguns are what things you don't really want one laying around with one in the chamber.
Ben Tegel just wants a Benelli M4.
I would rather have an M3. That way you could switch between pump or semi-auto gas operated. It has a switch to go back and forth. It's semi-auto or pump, an M3.
Really?
Yeah.
Are they expensive?
About $2,000.
Can we get them in the U.S.?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so he says, Mr. Crow, let me stop you right here. I want to give you a warning and tell you about me before it just goes any further and something bad happens. He goes, I don't pull my gun out unless I'm going to shoot to kill. And that's what I do. That's what I use it for, to shoot to kill. And he's like, you're going to talk to me like that when I got a scatter gun pointed right at you. And he goes, can you rack one in the chamber before I put a hole right through you? And so then he walks up.
You don't need it to play. Jim has got it down word for word.
And he comes over there. He goes, who sent you over here, Boyd? He goes, Boyd, tell you me and here are old buddies. We dug coal together. Matter of fact, you tell Boyd I'm here and I want to see him. I want to talk to him.
Tell Mom in town. Yeah, tell Mom in town. Yeah.
You know, he's like, I can't believe you. What the hell's wrong with you? And he tells him, listen, why don't you go back to poaching gators? It's safer. And he goes, next time I see you. And Raylan takes his head and smashes it into the steering wheel and breaks his nose. Which probably wasn't, well, probably wasn't excessive force, you know.
You'd have to prove you did that to him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
yeah.
Did he broke his nose or bust his lip? It looks like he busted his lip.
Okay, well, in a different episode, it gets brought up that he broke his nose.
Oh, well, this don't show that.
That's actually a different, now that I think about it, that's in the next episode he breaks his nose.
Oh, this kid comes back for more?
Raylan's transporting him to jail in the next episode.
Okay. Gotcha. Who would have thought this kid would end up in jail?
You know, and so here's Boyd and Devil sitting outside a bank with some people in a rabbit talking about what they're going to do about Ava, you know. And he's like...
well, but you forgot, he gave the kid his gun back.
Yeah, he did. He gave him the gun back.
Yeah, that's why I said he was very nice. Like, he even gave his gun back. He didn't take his gun or anything.
Well, you know, more than likely, he probably didn't want to have to do the paperwork or something. It was just like, whatever.
No, dude, he knows he's smarter than this kid. He's not scared of that kid with a gun. He's just not. I think he knows who he needs to worry about and who he doesn't. And that kid ain't the kid he needs to worry about. In my brain, that's how I looked at it. Like, here, take your fucking gun back, dummy.
No, and here's Boyd saying,
Evan says, dude, every night Jim impresses me in some new way. No shit. Me too, man. Like, he watched this a week ago. I watched this 3 hours ago.
And here's Boyd saying, you know, like, I have a mind to take Ava out and kill her, but
I know why she did it.
I know why she did it. You know, in the Bible it says, you have to take care of your brother's widow, and that's what I aim to do.
Yeah, but he knew why she did it. That was his big thing. He knew his brother was a piece of shit. Like, for sure.
I knew how Bowman could get. That's what he says. I knew how Bowman could get.
Julio, are you not coming on or what, dude? I sent you the fucking link, I think. Did I not send Julio the link? Don't sit there in the chat and talk your shit when you took notes. Oh, it never went out. There you go, Julio. I hate StreamYard or Twitter. Sometimes you'll hit send, Jim, and it
this
just
is funny.
pulls it up.
This is funny. So they come running out. These two Nazi, whatever skinhead Nazi weirdos come running out
After robbing the bank.
After robbing the bank, shooting, and they're like, "Let's go." He's like,
"Go
now."
The two fattest fuckers in the world.
Yeah, comes to marble out, and then he's like, you know, oh, in the beginning of this scene, did you notice that the car blew up in the distance? Like,
yeah, they heard all the cops.
Yeah, the cops going that way, and then they robbed the bank. So, and he's like, "Go now? What? You know, like what? Did you say now?
You said now? Like,
now?
now?
You want to go now? Like right now?
Yes. Yeah. Go. Now.
You know, and he's like, "Woo!" Again, now,
completely over the top, but that's his character, right? He just doesn't feel shit.
No,
he doesn't.
So Raylan's sitting here, then Ava comes down from the shower, and he starts saying something about, you know, Boyd and this and that, and then she goes, "Oh, I know Boyd's going to be after me. He's always been after me." And then she goes, "Well, that's when he says, well, that's what we came to see you about. We want to, you know,
catch him in the act."
Or no, you know what? Maybe before that, she says something about, "I knew when I saw you, everything was going to be all right, and I always knew you were a good kisser." And he says, "We're going to have to stop, and we're going to have to stop doing that because I'm not here on personal business. I'm here on martial business. I'm a U.S. Marshal." And she goes, "Yeah, I think your mama told me before she passed."
Have you seen your daddy? Have you seen your daddy?
Yeah. You seen your daddy?
Everybody asks him if he's seen his daddy. Everybody fucking asks.
Daddy is a man. I'm just gonna say the guy playing his daddy is a fucking amazing actor, and he's fucking great.
I'm sure.
But
that's why they're holding him back.
But and so she goes, and he goes, "Why?" She goes, "Well, about Boyd, you know." And then she goes, "Oh, that's what you're here for, looking for Boyd?" She goes, "Well, we thought, you know, maybe, you know." And she goes, "Well, I know he's going to be after me." And he goes, "Well, that's why we want, because, you know, maybe we catch him in the act of doing something, you know, robbing a bank, blowing up a church, make an attempt on your life." And she goes, "You think Boyd wants to kill me? He's not going to hurt me. Boyd wants to go to bed with me."
Yeah. She's like, "I ain't scared of him killing me, you dumb fuck." Like,
and he's like, "Well, can you help me?" She's like, "What, get in touch with Boyd?" She's like, "Yeah, sure." She's like, "You know where he is?" And she goes, "Yeah." And he goes, "Do you want to tell me?"
No, I mean, but she wants to just fuck him. That's all she cares about. Like, she went and took a shower for a reason. And how dare Julio say she's not a good actress? I think she's perfect. She's blonde. She's not fat. She's pretty.
Yeah. She does got big ankles though. Like, I didn't know, like the real big ankles and calves, like real. I noticed that when she was walking up. It's like real big, you know, for like, just saying, she got big ankles. I don't know what that means exactly. Let me find it.
It means you're paying, I don't care. You're paying attention to the wrong things. That's what it means. All right, hit play now.
Right here, look.
Those are big calves, Jim.
Wait. Look. See how big this is here? See how they come down? They look like bowling pins.
Well, she's probably 5'5" or 4. She's probably not a tall woman. So
other than that, I mean, I still would. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying she's got big ankles.
You probably have, and she doesn't know it.
2 out of 10 would not bang. Is that what we're saying?
No, I bang.
She's not. Her legs look great, dude. What are you talking about? She looks athletic. Like she's.
Oh, you want to know what else is gross that I noticed too? When she sits down and you see her feet, the bottom of her feet are black.
Who?
Like she must have been like wherever they were on the set or the stage must have been dirty and shit. And she's walking around barefoot. And her feet, like
whose?
Hers. She's barefoot, and when you see her feet,
dude,
they're like black.
Dude, it's the South. In bare feet, dust is all over the floor. They walk outside barefoot. It's more realistic.
She just got out of the shower.
Let's see
wash her fucking feet.
Play it. Let's see. They don't look black.
Look at them.
They don't look black at all. Just hit play and then pause it. They don't look black. It's a fucking shadow, dude.
Gonna zoom in like Blade Runner.
No, what did I do? How did that happen?
Exactly. And model, like they walk around barefoot. There's not dirt on those feet. Those are clean.
Man, them dirty ass feet. Look at them. Look at them.
What the fuck are you talking
Dirty
about?
ass feet.
Julio.
Yeah.
Is that one of your notes?
No.
Blonde chick had dirty feet?
No.
She doesn't have dirty feet.
No.
I see dirty feet,
I
man.
have that in my notes.
You have watched
I
this
bet
shit
that
so many
I would.
You have watched this so many times. You're just not even watching the actors anymore. You're just looking at the fucking lamp. Oh, the lampshade's crinkled in too many spots.
Well, I will tell you that the door, this door that you see right here, doesn't make any fucking sense in this room later on when you see this house. That there's no fucking door like that in the living room of this house later on.
All right, so it's an Eric July 3D asset.
No, it's just they changed sets later. This is the pilot. So later on, it's a different set. Is all
Well,
I'm
that's
saying.
fine. That's fine. This is the pilot, so
Yeah.
you know they got to sell the show. He doesn't have good thigh to calf ratio.
No.
Wait, look right there. Look at that foot.
Yeah, it's fucking clean, dude.
Right here.
It's just,
Look at
it's
it
a
right
foot.
here.
It's a shadow, dude.
No.
It's like that's why Ethan draws shadows under noses and under
What is wrong with you? Shut up.
under lips on his faces when he draws because light hits in in weird spots.
She is fit as fuck though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
she's all right. I mean, she just got big ankles. You know, big ankles. There's dirt on that foot.
Okay.
Wash your feet, bitch. Oh man.
Is she gonna have? I don't remember. I haven't watched the whole series for a while. Is she gonna have like a foot arc throughout the series where they slowly get more clean?
Dirty?
I don't know.
Don't ruin the foot arc for me, Julio.
I'm sorry.
Anyway.
That's right. Spoiler
Anyway,
alert.
I sidetracked this. It's just something like that. I saw it. You know, got to remember, I'm watching this on a
You're
108-inch
misseeing
TV,
it.
and so you're
misseeing
seeing
it.
a foot that's this big.
Yeah.
And it's like, look at the dirt on that foot.
I'm gonna make my screen or StreamYards bigger. Hold on. I'm gonna zoom in on my StreamYards. Make your StreamYard screen bigger, Julio. It's not dirt. It's a fucking shadow. Just make it bigger real quick. There's no dirt on that foot. It's
That's a
perfectly
dirty
clean.
foot.
No.
It's perfectly clean. Make it a big screen on your TV, Jim. It's just fucking.
I can tell you could see because on the bottom you could see light underneath
love-
on the bottom of her
Yeah,
arch of her
yeah,
foot. You see
because-
light.
That's the angle, dude. It's not dirt. You're being really weird about this.
No, it's dirt.
I'm kind of
Jim's
with
not a
dirty.
foot guy.
I'm with
Dirty,
Jim on
dirt. I am
Jim is not a foot
guy.
guy. He's
I'm
a
saying
dirt
that's
guy.
gross.
Jim's attracted to the feet or to the
Those
dirt.
are dirty feet.
They're
And she
not
took a
dirty.
shower, right?
She just got out of the shower.
What?
So what? She just fucking trapped in dirt. You know, when she walked through the mud, is it an outhouse that she showers in? Was she got to pump the water out of the creek to go wash her feet?
Oh my god.
And I love this show. I love
This is
this
the
show.
dumbest
This is the
argument
greatest
ever on the
show.
This is the dumbest argument ever here.
I don't know. I just wanted to point out she had dirty feet.
Did you notice our trash cast hats, Julio?
No.
Came in the mail today for me, and Jim got his Saturday because he's special. And then I got the other one too. So
Awesome.
All right.
he made 12 of them, 12 of each color. All right, let's get back to Dirty Feet Ho.
And so
Why
this
don't you
is-
think she can act, Julio?
I think she's an all right actress.
I know her background is her mother was one of those stage moms. She didn't want to be a model or an actress, but her mom took pictures of her and sent them out to all these modeling agencies that she didn't have nothing to do with. And her mom kind of pushed her into it. She's beautiful, but
I thought she did all right. I mean, it's a TV show. It's not like she's trying to win an Oscar.
well, you're right. I'm being too harsh on her compared to the other actors in the show.
Trying to think, she's been in something else too.
She's better
She's
than
been
the
in two
other Marshall
episodes of
chick.
this,
That Marshall chick isn't impressing me yet, Jim.
Oh, what Sergeant DEI, the one that got all
Yeah.
sassy with the pots? Yeah,
Yeah, she's not impressing me yet, but maybe she holds her own later in the series.
she's okay.
Jim is secretly Quentin Tarantino.
So this is the church that this is the church that Boyd uses as his headquarters for his Crowder's Commandos.
Mm-hmm.
And
dude,
'cause he
this
got
looks
his- like, he got
just looks just like rural America too, doesn't it? This is in Illinois. This is a scene you can see in rural Illinois with the fucking trailers, all the furniture and trash outside, the broke down trucks and cars, all that
so
shit.
this is the trailer earlier when Dewey came flying into the trailer that Boyd was sitting in with Devil. That's the trailer, and they were chopping the wood there.
Yeah.
So I mean that's consistent with the scene and everything. And then he's pulling up, and Devil's looking out the window and says, "Who do you know drives a town car?"
Well, he jumped right up. He knew who it was for some reason. Like he knew he was coming. Like
one of his people driving a town car. That's his point.
Yeah.
well, buddy, or not his buddy, but the kid that he just yanked the shotgun out of his fucking hand knew he was in town, or told him he was in town at this point. So
And he goes, "Oh, Raylan Givens, look at that hat." He's like, "Oh, look at this, Devil. This is how you wear a hat on your head, like that, not all the way down on your ears like that."
Jesus Christ, you could tell he don't have any respect for Devil when this guy walked up. Like he's like, dude, this is our conversation. Go get two glasses and a fucking bottle.
Go get me a
shine.
jar and 2 glasses. This is private conversation between me and Raylan. And he goes, "So my boy Dewey said he had to run you off over at Ava's." He goes, "You believe that?" He goes, "Not if you tell me it ain't true." And Devil says, "I'll take care of it." That's when he says,
This is why I love this guy in the show. Like, I think they're fucking super close. Like, I don't think any of them want to see bad things happen, even though he knows he does bad shit. Like, I think he likes the mother. He probably, in my brain, and I know I don't want to say it because if I do, you guys will respond. I think he saved his ass in the mine or something like that happened where he feels some attachment to this guy. They didn't just pull mine or coal out of the fucking mine.
No,
he did something.
Boyd saved his life in the mine.
That's this episode. They show.
Yeah, they show at the end of the episode.
Oh, that's right. He flashed back to it. Yeah,
he flashed back. Right. Boyd pulled him out of the mine. Boyd saved his life. His last day in the mine.
Kentucky.
That's when Raylan left and went to go join either went to college or joined the Marshals. He almost died in the mine.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And then he joined the military.
Right.
And went to Kuwait or whatever.
Yeah.
This is Kentucky, which is West Virginia, which is Tennessee, which is Arkansas, which is rural Illinois. It's all the same rural stuff, man.
This is Eastern Kentucky, which is, same thing. It's through the Appalachian Mountains, so
yeah, it's
all the same.
It's West Virginia, all that shit. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then
why is Ben Stiller in this? Shut up, Ben Togel.
And so then he gets the glass and stuff, and then they go in and start talking.
Just hit the L button, Jim, instead of using your mouse.
It won't work for this. This is not YouTube. This is a video player on my computer.
Oh, okay. This is on you. Okay.
Yeah. He goes, "Oh, you've been." He drinks the shine. He goes, "Oh," and he goes, "Oh, you've been gone too long.
You've been away too long, haven't you, buddy?" Yeah, that's great.
The acting when it's just these two guys, fucking on point. They're so good. So
I just looked it up. None of Justified was filmed in Kentucky, mostly in California, in Kittanning, Pennsylvania.
I don't know. At the end of every episode, it says, "Great thanks to the people of Harlan, Kentucky."
Maybe for the history lesson.
I don't know. They usually give thanks to the people where they film it.
Either way, I mean, it doesn't matter. That it just shows you how much of America is alike more than not alike, Julio. Like,
well, Western Pennsylvania is pretty much Kentucky too. I mean, it's all the same.
That's what I'm saying.
There.
Like
deer hunting, German shepherds, right? Yeah, it's just.
I don't know why they
people living in trailers all over the place. Like,
why do they give thanks to the credit then for Kentucky? Anyone? That doesn't make any sense.
Maybe for the pilot episode they shot it there. Who knows? And they just wanted to thank him for getting the show produced for 6 fucking years or whatever, 5 years, however long it was.
No, and this is where Boyd gives him the lesson talking about the Jays.
Oh
yeah,
the mud people.
He goes biblical, right?
Yeah, he goes biblical on him right here. It's like, oh shit! Like, I don't think they could actually make this today.
No,
that scene it would be like, oh, we can't say that,
dude. And when you listen to him, you're like, Oh shit.
It checks
No
out.
wonder people get converted really quick. Like, holy shit, like you're selling the fuck out of this. Oh, some of the B-roll is from Kentucky, Jim. None with the actors, though. That makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Just say, because some of the scenes, the stuff they show is Kentucky driving down the street, a different road. Maybe they just did that. They took, but he's like,
Probably not a lot of crew out there in Kentucky.
it's
to come in
the
and do
Bible before creation.
Oh, dude. You're like,
as interpreted by experts.
that. But he's full of shit. And Raylan sees right. He's like, really,
Really?
motherfucker. Okay. I know.
he knows. I know
you're not
dude.
stupid enough to believe that mud people shit.
I know you don't believe this shit. You're here for the money, motherfucker.
And he goes, well, you think you know me? Well, I think I know you, Raylan. My boy Dewey was telling me about you, some guy you shot in Miami at a hotel in Miami.
Shit.
He's like, you heard about that? Oh yeah, we got TV down here.
The actor.
I know you. You like to shoot, because we said you just like to blow shit up and get money. And he said, well, I know you. You just like to shoot bad men.
Look at the SS flag on his wall. Is that like the early SS? Like,
I got space back there. I don't know. Just thinking out loud.
Superstar.
Right.
Superstar.
Kidding.
And this Raylan goes, boy, do you know any Jews?
I like the framing of this scene because
Me too.
Boyd's
Yeah.
sitting behind him.
Yeah, he has no fear of him.
Like you wouldn't do that normally. He's just like he
But I'm
was
saying,
behind that guy that he shot in the car in the first scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, dude, they love each other for some reason. Like,
Oh yeah.
in a way, there's some love. I can feel it in the first episode. He didn't kill the motherfucker when he could have. Okay.
Mhm.
Well, you would have to think, if there was a guy that you hung out with, like
He
through high
said it
school or
earlier,
whatever.
Jim. We just talked about it earlier. When I pull my gun, I pull it to kill somebody.
Yeah.
So he's a liar now because he didn't kill this guy.
Yeah.
It's at the end of the episode.
Because he loves the dude, man. He doesn't. It's not
Raylan
love. But
Sergeant or whatever comes and goes. Really?
he has a respect
kill
for him of some
Well,
in some form.
Without spoiling anything, I'll just say that their relationship goes back and forth throughout this whole series.
Yep.
Well, I'm sure it's a love-hate relationship. Like, dude, I quit being such a fucking asshole where I got to go after you hard. Like, stop making me be this guy. I can feel it. Like, I'm gonna love this. I'm probably gonna watch the whole fucking series this week.
You should.
And then
it gets better, Dave. It gets better as it goes.
Pike Bishop said this is the worst season. Like, season 2 is the shit. Like, you're into season 2. But you know how? In today's media, guys, if a show is bad the first season, the Fellowship's going to tell you all, don't waste your time.
Yeah,
don't even give it a chance for the second season.
This season isn't bad. It's just that out of this series, this is probably the weakest
season. A lot of
season.
stuff that they say is terrible isn't bad. It's just not great, and they don't even want to give it a second chance. Like,
well, I'm saying this series, this first season is great. It's just compared to the other seasons, it's probably the weakest.
They can't be great if this can't be great if those are great. This is going to be good. Like,
I hope you continue to watch it, Dave.
No, it's our weekly
series,
show.
in my opinion, has the best ending scene of any series ever.
It's
so great.
It's our weekly show until but we're not going to. We're probably not going to do single episodes going forward.
Oh, the jail.
Yeah,
that's good. That's a good
so
scene.
Good.
We're probably going to do like 2 or 3 episodes a week going forward. Dude, if we did every episode like this,
it would take too long.
Yeah,
that would take us fucking 2 years or 3 years to do.
I got nothing else going on.
Yeah, I know, but there's other shows to do. There's other shows we could do besides this. I mean, we could do Hell on Wheels. We could do Deadwood.
We could do
Farscape. Yeah, we could do fucking Fargo.
Farscape, man. Farscape.
Anyway.
Infinite Dude, I love this show. You mean my show? Or Justified?
And so he says, "Well, we're having we're gonna have
Fargo's. We're gonna put Fargo on the list for sure."
And then this is where he goes, "What was that deal you and your?" Well, he says something about that. What was that deal your dad had back in the '90s, stealing mining equipment and selling it to the cartels in exchange for cocaine? And Raylan goes, "I think I was gone by that time." Spoiler alert, he wasn't.
Yeah. Hey, maybe Jim, we could go. Maybe we could do 2 shows a week. We could do like a serious drama and then like a sci-fi, like Farscape. Like
Sure.
do this first half and then Farscape
Yeah.
the second, and then the next week do Farscape first, and then this the second. Just rotate it.
Yeah,
I think
mean,
we got the time for it.
You know, we're 3/4 of a way through this, so
Yeah.
People love Farscape. Who else is doing Farscape? Nobody.
No, and you can watch it for free on Tubi, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So it's fucking great. And Infinite Dude says Battlestar Galactica also. I would
So here's the
definitely
lineup.
I would definitely do oh shit. What is it? Jesus Christ. The one where they go through the portal.
Stargate.
Stargate. The show. The original.
Okay.
Yeah. With the guy who plays MacGyver. I love that show, man. I love that fucking show. It's so fun. It's just fun. And it makes you think that shit's real. Like
Farscape, the 2 main actors from Farscape wind up coming over to 2 main actors come over to Stargate towards the end.
But those 2 actors in that Farscape show had some of the best on-screen chemistry I've ever seen for a TV show.
I agree.
And it's made in a country that doesn't even exist, like Australia, which is really disappointing. Yeah, Richard Dean Anderson.
RDA.
If you like sci-fi, Infinite Dude, first of all, it's a Jim Henson produced show. So that's why you're going to see.
You can see it. It's on YouTube playing all the time, I think.
It's YouTube, yeah.
Yeah, YouTube has a channel, like a channel that just plays it over and over again.
You can't watch it like in order, but it is on all the time. But the point is, like, the one of the coolest parts of that show is the ship is a living entity, and you have to deal with this ship's personality in order for it to be its best.
I wonder how that works, Dave, with YouTube. If it's on YouTube playing all the time for free, can we pull it up and watch it?
Yeah, if it's not being stricken on YouTube, unless it's the studio doing it to get more eyes on it and they're playing ads with it, that might be the kicker. We have to see who owns that channel. You know, if it's owned by the media company, but if it's owned by fucking Julio Scissors and he got permission, I mean, how much could he have paid for that? I'm just wondering, like, I mean, if I'm getting struck by fucking 1930s goddamn, Charlie Chaplin movies on my show when we played like silence movies and they get me, how is Farscape being played 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on YouTube? It's got to be owned by the media company.
Yeah, it's got to be. So anyway, this is the lineup, and how
do you like it, Amato? Are you enjoying the show? Because it just gets better, dude. That's the one good thing about Farscape. It never gets fucking less. It always gets more. Yeah, you agree? Like you're like, oh shit, they ramped it up even more. You're like, and it makes sense. Like it and
crazy continues to go. It's insanity.
And there's reoccurring fucking people coming back to, like it's like Star Trek. Every once in a while you get like, you get
a dud episode somewhere.
Sure.
But anyway, this is the lineup.
It's very easy to find free ways of watching it in order. Cool. You need to let me know. I bought the box set though. I had to buy the box. My wife bought it for me. She found it at a yard sale for like $15.
It's the only box. It's the only DVDs I have. It's Farscape.
Oh, you like it that much? Okay.
I'll be right back. I got to take the dog out.
Yeah, we'll talk more Farscape. Your girlfriend needs to give it more of a chance, dude, because the love story in this show just fucking is incredible. Like
my first wife and I were glued to the set when we both loved it.
And dude, they're gonna drift apart for a long time in this series, but man, when it comes back, it's fucking emotional. Like, and that ain't what you watch it for, but it's part of it, and it makes the show even better.
I think people get turned off when they hear Jim Henson and there's puppets in it, but it's not
there's not a lot of
puppets are
puppets in
great.
it. The puppet's the fucking spaceship. That's what it is. Like,
Well, yeah, Rigel is a fucking
Yeah.
asshole. He's amazing.
Right.
Yeah, but it's
but
really
they're well played too, though, right? I mean, the only person that ever annoyed me in this show is that fucking psychic bitch. The psychic that was like in tune with everybody's emotions, the bald
Blue
headed.
Girl.
Oh, God, she drove. No, was she blue?
Uh,
No, I'm talking about the one on the ship that like was, making sure that everybody's emotions were in check all the time. And do you need to talk about
yeah,
it? Do you
that
need?
was the bald blue woman.
God, she
Didn't
drove
like
me.
her either. I agree.
She drove me nuts. Like, I don't stop with this shit. F her. We broke up like 2 weeks ago.
What else? One of the well, Jim's gone.
Is that why you went to Colorado, dude, to get over the breakup? No, man. Farscape, and I will give Gary from Nerdrotic credit for that one. I never even heard it before till I heard Gary talking about it, and I was like, "Oh shit!" And I started watching it, and I just can't stop, like, thinking about how good that fucking show is as a sci-fi show.
Yeah, one of the bits I like, usually in the sci-fi show, if your main character gets split in two, at the end of the episode it gets resolved. They do that bit, and it doesn't get resolved. For
Yeah,
like,
no.
there's two of them. It's so good.
He's dealing with his shit. She's got her shit, and she's in worse shit than he is. It's just like, oh my God.
Your favorite show, second favorite show of all time, other than the original Star Trek.
Oh, so Shout on YouTube has a collection of media agreements with studios plus distributors. Yeah, so we couldn't play it. The closest I seem to watch through on YouTube is Every Frame of Pause. Yeah, I know, fucking Mahler and those guys. But even there, like when they make an Every Frame of Pause show, like they send it to YouTube before they air it.
Yeah.
To make sure they don't get demonetized.
Muller's living, so he's got to do all
yeah.
Yeah, Shout has lots of good stuff. They do MST3K 24/7, which I love.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Man, I don't know. There's like, it's Star Trek original series for me. Farscape.
Yep. Me too. No Shatner, no Trek.
Right. Then after Farscape, it's going to be either Battlestar Galactica or it's going to be Stargate SG-1.
I did not like the Battlestar Galactica reboot. Everybody
the 80s one.
Oh, yeah, I'm good with that.
Yes. Yeah, I'm not talking
like the remake though. I didn't
and I own Stargate Atlantis. I haven't watched it. I own the whole box set. Some people tell me it's good. It's got the guy that plays, Aquaman in it, Jason Momoa or whatever.
Oh shit.
Yeah. And then I also have Deep Space Nine. I've never watched it. I own it because I watched The Next Generation. I liked it for a while, but after a while, just fuck you, Picard, you pussy. I'm tired of you being a goddamn pussy. Yep. Jesus Christ. Fucking where's Shatner when I need him?
I liked hot take. I liked Enterprise more than I liked TNG in retrospect.
Well,
with,
people
Archer.
People tell me that Deep Space Nine is really a good watch. Like I should watch it. So
I think it's a generational thing. We grew up, they get from school and there's Star Trek on the TV, and that's what you're used to. I didn't care for Deep Space Nine. It's okay.
Oh, cool. I'm getting my new computer this week. Finally, I hope. They were waiting on RAM and memory bullshit, or RAM and whatever they were waiting on. So, Jim, when I got my Joe Frankenstein, they send you a little sticker, and send you a nice little bookmark because these are stretch goals that are for the customer, not for Graham Nolan. And then I even got a trading card. See that?
Cool.
And then on the back. But it's like, this is just a basic ass bitch trading card. It's like, it makes Pokemon cards look like fucking platinum.
That's cool though. You get a nice little
Yeah, just
This
something
with
extra,
little-
and it's not like they're overpriced. I corrected myself halfway through the sentence. But my wife is upstairs. I don't need her on my show too.
Ben sitting at the lake house having caviar.
I know,
and Dom
wine,
Perignon.
drinking wine, or eating a bunch of free food off his McDonald's app.
All right, so they're at the lineup here, right? Jim, is that when they get Boyd?
Yeah, they're at the lineup, and he's like
Retro Dice, Mahler is Snooze Fest. You know what? I used to think it was fun, but then it's just over analytical nonsense at some point. Like, that when you fucking pause anything every second, dude, you're gonna find flaws. You're just gonna find them. I mean, oh my God, look at that special effect. The light's bending the wrong way. Whatever, dude. Just fucking enjoy a movie for once in your life. Ugh. DS9 is great writing. Jim, you're a Deep Space Nine guy, right?
No.
Would you rather watch TNG?
I've only watched The Next Generation. I didn't get into all it. I didn't watch like Babylon 5 or none of that stuff. Or
Okay, have you watched Farscape?
some of it, not all of it.
Oh, now you
It's
got
good.
work to fucking do.
Yeah. I'll watch it.
You don't sound very
I've
convincing.
seen it years ago. I mean,
You don't own
I've
the
seen
box
it. I
set, though,
know-
do you?
I don't own the box set or not like that.
So, is Plex just an app you can download?
Yeah, it's like I use MB. It's the same thing as MB. Like I have I could give you if I could give you access to my server. You could watch all my stuff.
Like a
Same
media
thing.
server, right? Like
It's a media server.
cloud.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I'm gonna download Plex because in Motto, I'm gonna download it on my new PC. It should be done this week, and I'm gonna go pick it up, all that good stuff. So I told my wife, I said, I ordered that PC. She goes, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm like, oh fuck, I didn't tell you yet, did I?
Ixnay on the Barney Ixnay.
Yeah, the Documon cards, Jimmy Lumber. Damn those Documon cards. And that's the thing, Ben. Like, they're set to hate Hollywood just because it's Hollywood when they review stuff. So if you're set to not like something, you will find flaws. And like, I watched and I loved Deadpool and Wolverine, but I guarantee you, if I pause it every second and listen to every syllable that comes out of your mouth, well, that's a stupid thing to say. But no, I didn't need to see that because I just had a good time for 2 hours and walked out feeling good about what I watched on screen. So
Well, I think that's what it is with just about anything. If you're enjoying it, you're like, oh, I'm enjoying it. But if you're not enjoying it, then you start picking out things, or if you've seen it 100 times, you'll find things you're like, oh, I didn't recognize that.
like Dirty
before.
Feet.
Like Dirty Feet or Bad Ankles, stuff like that.
That was a good
Yeah.
catch, though, Jim. I'll give you that.
It was a false catch, but it's a good catch. All right, Jim, here we go. The lineup.
So
Or-
the lineup,
but this guy had already told them he didn't remember what he looked like.
right, but they don't believe him. They think that because
Right, because he feels threatened. Yeah.
Well, yeah, picking an Aryan underground leader out of a lineup usually in Kentucky would it be very shorten your lifespan.
Especially the Nigerian Jamaican with a fake accent. Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
And he goes, he goes, it was dark, and he was shooting a rocket at me. Have you ever had someone shoot a rocket at you?
But that was a good argument.
Yeah.
Like, I was not paying attention to the dude when he said fire in the hole. Like, I'm
I'm
out.
trying to get out of the way.
And it's not like he was 10 feet away from the dude. He was,
Yeah.
100 yards away?
Yeah, he was a pretty good distance away. That's what he says. It was far away. It was dark out, and he was shooting a rocket at me.
It's more believable than him saying, I know who it was.
Yeah. And so here's him and Boyd talking. He goes, oh, you knew that creature wasn't going to pick you out. And he's like, oh, whatever. And he goes, my boy Dewey made a phone call down to Florida. And turns out that guy you shot in the hotel, you gave him 24 hours to get out of town.
Mhm.
How about I give you 24 hours to get out of town? He's like,
Well, didn't he say, did you give him like the full 24 hours? He goes, pretty close.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
pretty close. And he's like, what if I give you 24 hours to get out of town? And he just smiles at him like, well, I'm the law, dude. Like, you're not going to threaten me to leave town. I just don't think he took him serious. Like, you're not going to hurt me, dude. Like, you're really not.
I don't think that's the good thing about this pairing is I don't think they really take each other seriously until they take each other seriously. Like it's like a one-upsmanship. All right,
Yeah.
are we gonna get real here? Or are we just fucking around, stuck cold together, all that shit?
Sorry, Retro. I'm sorry. But Jim was wrong.
About what?
Never mind. Never mind. Get off your phone. Kevin Persano wants to know, where's your food, Jim?
I had a big dinner. I'm not really hungry right now.
Not in a snacking mood yet?
Yeah.
Is that fat ankle woman again?
Yeah, here she is. And so
she invites him over for chicken dinner and gravy.
Yeah, he
and...
goes, I'm going to make fried chicken. I got the best fried chicken in the state.
Yeah. Which... Don't be. It was funny, Retro. I'll be right back. You guys talk.
He tells her, well, I shouldn't really be associating what the fuck word do you, or
yeah, I'm a man of the law.
Fraternizing with suspect in a murder case or homicide or manslaughter or whatever it was. And she goes, well, you're a big boy, Raylan. You can do what you want. And then these two are talking and cheating, and Dewey's like, oh, I'd really like to get me a piece of Ava. And Devil says, I would like to get me a piece of Marshall.
Right, but Boyd's holding them back.
Oh, that's right, too. Like, at some point, Raylan says to Boyd that, you know, I ran a rap sheet on your boy Devil. He just got out because of drugs, and odds are that he got paid by somebody. You got paid by somebody to take out that preacher because you didn't like the fact that he was selling drugs and not getting away with it because of the church thing or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then here's Art Mullen and Raylan sitting down to lunch, and Raylan's telling him that Boyd gave him 24 hours to get out of town. And then he tells Raylan, well, we're like big game hunters, Raylan. We're just going to tie you to a post in the center of town and wait till he comes to get you.
He's the bait.
And he said, what, do you think this is funny? He goes, no, I don't think this is funny. He threatened to kill one of my marshals. Only I get to do that. And so here's them following him. They're going to stay in a hotel. And they call Boyd, and they tell Boyd,
the hell was that, Jim?
I don't know. It's just pausing weird.
Best fried chicken and dirtiest feet, says Kevin.
So they call Boyd and tell Boyd they're all there, all their friends. And he says, you see our friends there? Which is the two big white supremacists in the truck. And they go, yeah. And he goes, what do you want us to do? And they go, just hold on a second. So he goes to Ava's house and basically comes into Ava's house and has Ava. They see them with the night vision out there that they're watching them, but they
they got another patrol van or whatever watching them watch them. Yeah.
And well, no, that's Tim Gutterson watching them outside. And then the phone rings at the hotel, and it's Ava saying, "You coming? Chickens? You smell the chicken from there, or something like that? And it'll be ready at this time." And he goes, "All right, I'm on my way." And then he tells these people, he goes, what? And he goes, was Boyd there? She goes, I don't know. I wouldn't swear to it, but she didn't sound right. And so they're going to head over to...
Did he say he didn't swear to it, or he's pretty sure she just doesn't sound right? Either way.
It didn't sound like she had a gun to her head, but it's...
Right. Yeah.
But she didn't sound right.
Right. Didn't sound.
I practice her accent when I do a Southern accent.
Yeah. And so they're all gonna fall. They're all leaving to go there, and then the big boys start shooting at them in the road, and Raylan's like, "Where do you want me?" And they said, "Just go get Ava. We got this."
They were like, "He's like, you got this? Like, really? Like, okay."
I like the scene because it made the other agents look competent.
They had value.
Handle this shit, you know, and they were gunfight and all that shit.
Yeah. And so, yeah, so Tim Gutterson gets out his rifle and says, "You want me to kill him or just wing him?" And he goes, "Start with winging him."
Right.
And so he pops both of the guys. And they're
then he
like, "Oh,
sends-
you
and-
hit,
and-
you hit. Can you still fight?"
But he
And
also tells her to go around. I'll cover
yeah,
you.
circle around. I'll cover you. And so she circles around, and these guys are like, "You hit? Can you still fight? All right, let's finish this." And they go to stand up. All right, did I miss that? And she puts a gun on both of them and says, "Either one of you move, and I'll kill you." And so they arrest these guys. And then Raylan's driving, and he could tell this car's following him. And then Devil yells at Dewey and says, "What the hell are you doing?"
He's going to see us.
He turns the lights on. "What the hell are you gonna?" He goes, "Are you gonna crash? You're gonna see us." He goes, "He's already seen us, you dumbass."
We don't want to crash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so then they pull up, and the car stops. They pull up on it, and they go, "Where is he?" And then Devil sees him and goes, "He's right here. He's standing next to the car."
All right, so I got a question about this scene. How did Raylan get up on the car like that out of nowhere?
I don't know. It didn't make a lot of sense. Like,
so
it seemed like he was letting his car roll.
Perfectness of where they were going to stop was perfect. Like, you got to overlook something.
Turning into Mauler, I apologize.
No,
Yeah.
no, I thought the same thing for half a second. Like, really? Like, you knew?
Reported up.
Yeah, it might have made more sense like if they pulled up to the car slowly. But either way, I think that's just trying to show us kind of like this guy knows the area. All these fucking guys, how they're gonna react to bullshit. Like,
yeah,
and that's probably a typical thing anybody would do, is stop 150, 200 feet away. So he, if it's not that far for him to get, to that perfect point once they stop.
This is actually one of my favorite scenes in the show. The next one when he rolls in the back seat.
Yeah.
It's like,
so, what are you guys doing?
Yeah.
What do you mean? What we're doing? Just out for a drive? He's like, oh. He's like, "Where's Boyd? Boyd at Ava's?" "Well, what? Something about you'll find out," or something like that. He's like, "Well, what's he want with me?" He goes, "Well, you'll find out when you see him." He goes, "Well, he told me he was gonna kill me next time he seen me." And he goes, "Well, then what are you asking us for, stupid?" And then he
that was
bashes
so
him.
Good. That was so good. Like, why are you wasting our time with your dumb questions, cop? Like, that was fucking great. Like, it's real. That's real talk. Like, that's real talk. It's not like,
Oh, then he shoots the gun right through the fucking windshield. Bam!
Yep.
And then, he cracked him in the face again.
That's probably when he broke his nose, right?
Yeah, maybe. And then he got the shotgun and goes in. And she tells him, "I'm sorry, I didn't, this." She's like, "Don't worry, I know. Where is he?" "In the kitchen." "All right." And then he comes in. And Boyd tells him, "Sit down." "Oh, wait. No shotguns allowed at this table."
Yeah. Yeah. And he puts it down.
Puts it down, and then he says, "Come on, have a seat. Have some chicken. Have some gravy. It's really good. It's not like your mama's makes, but it never is it?"
It never really is it? Yeah. And it's true. It never is. Like, the next generation doesn't appreciate this generation's as the last. Like, everybody says, "Remember when KFC used to be good?" I guess, but it's still a fucking quadrillion, but it makes a shit ton of money still. So I'm guessing it's still good. I don't eat it anymore. I haven't ate KFC in a long time.
Yeah. This is where he's telling him, like, when you shot that guy in Florida, where was his gun? He's like, "Under the table." And he goes, "And where was yours?" "In my holster." "And what'd you use? That gun you have now?" And I think he said, "No, I used a SIG 26 or something like that, or a Glock 26 or something."
SIG. Who's beeping like crazy?
I have no idea.
Got to be Jim.
And he's like, "So that's it? I got a draw, and yours 45's on the table?" He's like, "Well, it is my call, Raylan."
Yeah. Yep.
And then he's like, "Well, what the hell?" He's like, "Unless you want to call it off." And he goes, well, let's just have us a drink. Ava, bring us in some Jim Beam." And then Ava comes in with a shotgun. And distracts him.
The whole Jim Beam thing made me go, "What the fuck? You're in Kentucky." Like, Jim Beam? Ugh. Ugh.
Yeah, and holds a shotgun at him.
Mm.
And then she tells Ava, "Don't point the shotgun at me, put it down or whatever." And damn it, woman, do you always shoot people over dinner or something like that?
Yeah, right. You always shoot. Yeah, you always shoot people at a dinner table or whatever.
Good
Yeah,
line. You right.
yeah.
And then he starts to go for Ava with his gun because he's like, Ava's not going to shoot me. And then Raylan, he's like, don't. And then Raylan pulls and shoots him before he can shoot Ava.
Yeah, but he did have his gun out. Like he was going to do it.
That's one of the best parts of the first season, in my opinion. It's like an old school Western.
That's what I said when the show started.
You in modern times? There's you got to draw fast. Yeah, it's good.
It's a Western set in modern times, and
I can't remember exactly what she says because she's got a line that's pretty good too. Something about no dumbass, I'm going to shoot you or something like that.
yeah, like he said, "What are you going to do with that thing?" She said, "I'm going to shoot you." Like she wasn't like being a bimbo about it, right?
Yeah. What are you going to do
We
with
already
that?
shot one of them.
Yeah. And she had
She might have
reason for
said
that
something
one.
like, "You're going to be the second Crowder I've had to kill in my kitchen or dining room or something like that."
Stacking them up.
You know,
And
so
she
Raylan
doesn't look
shoots him.
like she's a badass there either. She actually looks like she has a little fear in her face. Like she doesn't want to really be doing this. But
I think she
knows
did
the
she shoot
situation
the
she's in.
shotgun? Did she shoot the
it
shotgun?
goes off. It does go off. Yeah. Because he shoots what's his name, and then her gun goes off, and it freaks her out a little bit. But like this face right here does not look like I'm a badass. Like it looks like, oh shit, here we go. Yeah, dude. This is a really good scene. Like,
yeah, this is where he's having a flashback of them two running out of the mine.
I think I got up to pee right here. Damn it. And I forgot to pause it. So I'm going to see this. Hit play. It's on mute, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so they're trying to escape the mine.
Okay. And then he pulls them out in time or something.
Yeah, and then she says, "Why did you say you're sorry?" And she said, "Me and Boy," and he says, "Me and Boy dug coal together."
Yeah, we
And
dug coal together.
That's just enough for just about anybody in Kentucky. They go, "Oh, okay." Well, other people are like, "What the fuck does that mean?"
Even
You all dug coal
Pennsylvania
together?
too, right? Yeah, like that whole coal mining world. But but he's been saying that the whole show. Like that's the reason he knows him. Like the only reason. And Julio, in my brain, there's more to this relationship than them digging coal together. And I think they're going to find out about it. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I think he asked him if he's going to make it, and he says the jury's still out. And he said, "Didn't they teach you to
shoot him in the heart?"
In Glencoe, didn't we teach those recruits to aim for the heart? Because what can I say? I missed. And
yeah,
Art just kind of looks at him like, "Yeah, you don't miss."
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. He didn't want to kill him.
Yeah.
He could have shot him in the shoulder, but
could have shot him in the head. Killed.
I'm saying he could have shot him in the shoulder. I mean, it looked like he could have died. That shot was
good point.
It was in the chest.
I mean, it's just he got him up above the heart, like up.
I know, but he's still. It's still.
But he's a marksman. That's his character. He's.
Is that a trash cast hat, Dave? Yes, it is. Me and Jim both are wearing trash cast hats. We both got both colors. So, yeah. Would you recommend Justified? So, bolts on either side for humor. That would have been great if they would have did bolts on either side, Jim, as part of the embroidery, just for a joke. Would you recommend Justified? After episode 1, I said in the beginning of the stream, Julio, I hate Jim Satala for making me watch 8 fucking episodes of House of the Dragon when this was out there for us to watch instead.
You didn't know it's a new show. We know this is good, right, Jim?
Oh, I know this is good.
But Jim read
House
the
of the Dragon, House of the Dragon could have been great if it was, like it's
coulda, shoulda, woulda, but it ain't.
I mean, it's not for lack of production or anything. The production is awesome. It's just.
But those retards over in the Fellowship are going to tell you how much better it is going to be than the second season of that fucking Lord of the Rings show on Amazon, whatever it's called.
Rings of Power.
Yeah, which I've never watched one episode of.
Don't get me started on that. I'm a
right.
Tolkien nerd, so
Yeah,
right. But if let's
tried
say season 2 is better than 1, do you think they'll give them the credit? I don't. They won't even give it a fucking breath of fresh air to say, you know what, guys, it's better than I thought it would be. They're not going to do it.
There's no money in that.
Exactly is
It's
exactly
their
right,
job.
which is disingenuous garbage. I was watching this fucking retard last night today driving EVSs with this guy named Iron Oxide. What another fucking ripetard retard. Oh my God. I have that shit pulled up if we feel like going through a little bit of it, but EVS had that guy in for like 2 hours, and it's like, Jesus Christ, he was miserable piece of shit. And all he could do was say everything Matt Barr says. He sounds just like Dribble or Dibble, Wiggles, right? Wiggles. Yeah, Wiggles.
Anyway,
This poor guy.
That was awful, Mr. Self-Destruct, wasn't it? Yeah, check it out. First episode in, I'm like, yep, dude, this shit's good. Like, this is how TV. But this is again another hidden gem from FX. FX made good shows. Yeah. They really did. They made The Shield.
Wasn't Burn Notice FX too? That
yes,
was good for a little bit.
Yep.
Yeah. I think was Suits FX or USA?
Infinite Dude brings up your point exactly, Jim. They misedited 3 episodes into 8 for House of the Dragon.
Probably because it just seemed like it didn't go together.
But this show, look, I mean,
his point is, it could have been over in 3 episodes, like you say. It could have been over in 2 with the shit they did in 8 episodes.
Okay. Oh no, I thought okay, never mind. I see what he's saying. I thought he was saying that episode 8 was 3 episodes edited into it that shouldn't have been there.
The Americans is good too. The first
the Americans is good. Yeah, it's good.
It's because they don't waste episodes. Like, look at this is the pilot, and we've got another scene to go with another whole plot thing.
Yeah,
you know who's who.
Yeah,
you know it's all right there. All right, so we got a gunslinger, we got the marshals who can shoot, we got rednecks here.
Dude, if you can find Banshee, Julio, if you can find Banshee, check out Banshee.
All right,
find it. If you can find Banshee, I think you'll like it, dude. You'll say, Dave, thanks, dude. That shit was fucking wild.
I'll watch it.
Yeah, I forgot the grift of hate watching. Yeah, it's man. And the problem is, I don't even think they hate it all. I think they got to find a reason to hate it for videos. But secretly, I think they like some of that shit that they say they hate. If they don't, why the fuck would you keep watching it? I don't care if it's for money or not. At some point, he's a 54-year-old man. Move on with the life, man. Go do something else. Find something else to hate on.
It's better for your soul to talk about things that you enjoy, like Sopranos and this. And you know,
the guy who plays Homelander is in Banshee. He's the star of Banshee. It's good, man. It's good, and he doesn't look anything like Homelander. Like, it's like, that's Homelander, really?
Homelander's the evil Superman and the boys, right?
With the nice coiffed hair and everything, and he looks really handsome in
son
this show. In Banshee, his head is shaved, but him and the chick, they're pretty good together. I like that show. Yeah, that's why we don't do that, man. I'm done with that shit. I'm done with watching people hate watch it and tell me not to go watch it. I've watched more good shit that's new than I ever have in the last 2 years watching those idiots, because they don't tell me what is good. I just have to find it myself. All they can tell me is what not to watch.
Well, think about when the writers went on strike. I was thinking, like, you could never write anything again. There's so much good stuff I haven't watched that's already there.
Yeah, dude.
Like, just stop writing shit.
Hey, and Infinite, you're right about this. The formula for money, look up the biggest budget show with the most ad money incoming in a few months. Make a video every day, which generates high emotion, hate towards it. Yeah. And that's fine. I mean, look, they can do that. My channel's never going to be their channels, but you know what I do? I fucking have fun. And I just don't I don't get bothered by ridiculousness. You know,
You're genuine.
I've got a very great chat. They show up all the time. You know, it's just to come in here, talk about shit we like. I'm loving this. You know, we talk about music all the time. We just talk about some good stuff. Yeah, we have our fucking detraction nights because we should, because we got to call out the bullshit too. I mean, if they're making videos about me using the N-word, I got to give them some more ammunition, right?
Fair.
Ammunition.
So this poor jackass is the boyfriend, right, Jim?
Husband, the new husband of Raylan's ex-wife Winona. He's the realtor that she left him for when they were in Oklahoma or somewhere.
Kefkanatic. I used to like that Sarah Connor Chronicles on Fox. That was actually a decent show. It ended quick though. It's like there were some shows I liked on Fox that they would pull the plug on quick, and then they let fucking 24. Like 24 went on a couple of seasons too long, Jim. You know, 24 was cool like the first 2 or 3 seasons. After a while, we kind of get it, dude.
Well, because the stick was that it was 24 episodes, each of an hour, and it was all actual time of what was happening.
Which was cool the first season. Like, holy shit. After the 3rd or 4th season, like, okay, Jack Bauer's going to win the day. Great. Like, I would have liked to see them lose once.
Yeah.
You know, just once, just to make the emotion that much harder for the next time when he has the pressure not to fail. Ending sucked. Yeah. Just they start some good shows and then they end like shit. So here we go, Jim. This is who?
This is Gary, Winona's new husband, the realtor. And,
his ex-wife.
His ex-wife. Yeah,
right.
His new husband. And so Raylan, you know, for whatever reason, he wanted to go see Winona to talk to her after he shot Boyd because it was bothering him that he shot him. And maybe he's bothering him that did he purposely miss, or did he miss on purpose? You know, it wasn't an act, just lucky or unlucky. And so he comes
think
in.
Also, I also think maybe they all grew up together, dude. And he's emotional about it, right? Like,
so
he's just...
she wakes him up and says, "Did you leave the door open or something?" And no. And he's like, "Well, I can hear the doors open. I hear the wind." And so he goes down to check, and Raylan's sitting there, and he scares the shit out of him. And then
he's such a dick, dude. Like, he's just in their house.
Yeah.
Sitting there.
That was a little weird.
Fuck off, dude.
Right.
I think, does he say something about, don't you have any bourbon in this house?
They've been divorced for what, 6 years, I think.
6 or 7 years, yeah. And she's
rolls up and sits. I don't know.
He missed on purpose. There's no way Mr. Self-Destruct. He missed on purpose. But
I think it was a subconscious thing.
Well, I think
he shouldn't have killed, but
I think he didn't even want to have to pull the gun on the motherfucker is the point.
No.
So, like, I'm thinking he's hoping he can resolve this shit without having to really shoot this guy.
I was trying, Mr. Self-Destruct, I was trying to use the correct terminology. Did he purposely miss? I don't know if that sounds right, or miss on purpose. I was trying to be like correct with my grammar is all.
Yeah, and Retro, my channel is called BTM Reviews, but even when I make a statement or whatever about a comic book or a movie, or it's my opinion. It's not a review because I'm not a professional reviewer. It's just a name for the channel, but I just give my opinion, my thoughts on something.
And you know what they say about opinions, Dave?
Yeah, right.
They're
Everybody's
just like
got one,
and everyone else's stinks.
Either way, it's your fucking own opinion. So it's better than me proclaiming to be, I'm telling you what to watch because my opinion matters. My opinion's garbage because, look, they told me not to go see the Barbie movie. I laughed my fucking ass off in a lot of that movie. Some of it bothered me, like the beginning with beating up all the babies, and the ending when Barbie ends up at a gynecologist's office. Like, that was her fucking main goal, is to go out and get a fucking exam on her vajayjay. That bothered me. But in the middle, Ryan Gosling had my ass laughing. He was fucking funny, dude. him taking over the whole Barbie world in about 2 seconds by being a man and acting like a man and convincing all those women that I'm the man, and they fucking bought into that shit. That shit was fucking great. It was a comedy movie. It's not a great movie, but I laughed. I didn't hate it. So I don't know, man.
I don't know. Does she say something to Raylan about Gary thought you were here to shoot him or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. You look, and everybody's got an opinion, and some people like to monetize theirs. And hey, when you get 1,000 people watching a stream at a time, that's when you start making more super chats, because more people want their comments to be read. I try to read as many as possible. I ain't charging for that, but if you do super chat, I read it. But if you don't, I'm still going to read it because it makes me happy. Just that people are here interacting with us. It's fun, Jim. I mean, Jim simulcasts every night on his own channel, and we're doing that to help Jim's channel grow, to get more views, to get more subs, so that maybe one day Jim will get monetized. And when he does,
doesn't he?
So when he comes on, yes, when he comes on,
fingers crossed. I wasn't giving anyone the finger. I was crossing my fingers.
But the
I
point
can't wait
is,
to sell out. It's going to be great.
You know how many other people do that for other people? None. But I've never been that way, guys. I'm here. I have a job. People want to send me money like Julio does all the time, and Kevin Prestano or Low Watermark sent me a $50 super chat tonight because he wanted to support tomorrow night's Theory Tuesday. So he's like, here's for your next conspiracy theory show. You know how that goes, right? $50 of super chats. But my point is, like, I want Jim to grow too. And I noticed the other night on Saturday night, he had like 140 views on your stream, Jim. That's pretty good, considering, like, and if I was a dick, I could say, fuck you. I want those 140 views for my channel, but that's bullshit. Jim's here
I think it's mostly people just go over there and watch for a little bit, then come over to this one. I don't,
It doesn't matter. The view is the view, dude.
Yeah.
It matters. And if they click as a sub, they sub. That's, but we're on Twitter right now. We got like, what? We got 45 people watching on Twitter. What? Like, okay. Yeah. What it says. We're one below Frog Tony, and we're beating George Gaddis and Joe Sontag, or those are people I sub to, I guess. But yeah, we've got 45 people watching over there. It's cool. Rumble is a little different story. We got like 2 watching there, but I'll have like 150 views tomorrow, Jim. It's weird, Rumble. Like, nobody watches live, but they watch after the show.
See, I don't understand why I have 5 viewers watching on Rumble.
And I have 2. But you have a bigger
13 followers.
But you have a bigger Twitter follow, dude. You have 3,600 plus Twitter followers. I got 450.
4,000 now.
Really?
Oh, good for you.
It's been growing. It's been growing. I've been putting out the pithy takes.
Yeah, he's been out there doing his thing, and it's I don't want to get into that shit. Like, no. I just want to post my shit about my show and move the fuck on.
Stay low key when you have a job.
Well, come back tomorrow night. It's going to be a conspiracy show, Jim. What do you think tomorrow night? You think some what do you think? Some more Bigfoot stuff, or you want to do some UFO stuff? Cryptids. Do you want to do maybe some Hollow Earth? We haven't touched on that.
That sounds good.
Like, did we get into the whole how much did we cover about that disappearing plane?
Not much. We just played that quick video.
Did you see that other video I sent with the guy breaking it down and talking about all the...
Dude, I watched the whole documentary on that thing. It is fucked up. Like,
it is.
It is.
Why the fuck was our government... Why were we tracking that plane?
On that night. Like, with a drone and 2 satellites.
And 2 satellites. That doesn't make any sense.
Right.
That's weird.
That sounds interesting.
Yeah.
Right?
That's that fucking Malaysian Airlines
flight
370.
Remember that?
Yeah. And they claim to have found parts. They haven't found any parts. And then they got that whole video where it just flashes away. Like, the fucking satellites show 3 orbs surrounding the plane, and then it just poof, gone, right, Jim?
Mhm.
Not an explosion.
Poof! It's just a flash of light and it's gone.
Like it got struck by lightning, like Marty McFly. Boom! There goes the fucking DeLorean. It's gone. That's exactly what it looked like, dude. We could. You want to do MH370?
Sure.
Yeah, let's do that. What was the worst? Oh, tonight was the worst CG King stream by up to date. Well, it's probably just full, like CG Kings is great because they're great guys, but all they're doing is selling comics all night. I don't watch that show anymore. I used to, and I've just found out it was a big advertisement. I buy all their books, so I don't need to be reminded on a Monday night show that they got books for sale.
Right? Already bought it, asshole. No.
Well, not asshole, but I get it. Like, it's fun. It's good that they can do that, man. It's good to have all these guys that used to work at the big two that are now indies that can have a show and get together and have 1,000 people watching, and it can sell 10 or 20 or 30 more books every week. That's pretty fucking awesome. Ethan is so funny. Like when you order from his eBay store, not from the boys through fucking Indiegogo, but from the eBay store, Jim, the turnover on your product is so fast. And 99.9% of the time, it's what you fucking ordered. There's no extras. There's no missing. It's what you get, right? But a weird thing is, like, they don't call me up when I placed my order for these hats. I had to pay shipping twice. They could have consolidated the shipping and just sent one box.
That would piss me off.
It doesn't. It's my fault because
No,
I wasn't.
it's not.
No, it's my fault because I didn't shop smart and add more things to the cart.
I got it.
Right. I just found the hat, ordered it, and then there's the other hat, and ordered it, and whatever, man. I don't care. Those boys need to make money. Ethan, these hats he made 12 of each type, and I got both of them. Jim got both of them. Only reason I got them is because Jim's like, hey, these hats for sale. Okay. Elon Trump with no commentary. What? They had no. They were just watching it. Oh, that's not fun. I mean.
Oh yeah, them guys. Yeah. But they were having a lot of problems. They said there was a severe DDoS attack on X going on, and it was trying, basically, I mean.
Don't you love Immortals? Mick Ricada.
Yeah.
Picture. It's awesome, Immortal.
Elon said it was a DDoS attack, but who knows? It could have just been they weren't ready for the,
you know what? I could, but you know what? My wife is an eBayer, and she could probably do it for me in like 2 seconds, but she's like, Dave, it's your fault, stupid. You should have just fucking put 2 things in the cart. I mean, it's not like they didn't send me 2 boxes. They had to send the boxes, right? I mean,
yeah, like if I go to Amazon, I order the same thing twice.
You're getting charged shipping twice.
But yeah.
Right. So I know. Of course. Ethan leaves that shit to the boys, Jim. And you know that, right? Like, he leaves that shipping stuff to the boys. You boys take care of this. I got shit to do. That's why I hired you. And I don't blame him. Like, it's his son, right? And his best friend or something, Jim?
No. His son doesn't work for him. It's one of his son's friends and
not his son at all?
No, his son doesn't work for him. And one of his son's friends, that friend's girlfriend, and some other guy.
Oh, I thought it was his son, but his son's going to school or something, right? For some kind of trade school. We lost Jim.
His son's a mechanic. You didn't lose me. We keep saying you lost me.
When you're looking at your screen and scrolling that mouse, I feel like I lost you, dude.
I think he's waiting to finish the Justified stream.
Well, he wants to finish this for sure. But I got to play something that my son sent me. My son does artwork, and he said, hey, could you play this on your show tonight, Dad? Just a video of what I make. I'm like, sure.
Nice.
Yeah, it's just it's what he does. Go ahead, Jim. So she walks outside.
Yeah, they talk, and this is where they have the conversation, and he just wanted to talk to her. He didn't know who else he could talk to, and she says, "This is where it's the line about, you're the angriest man I ever met."
Oh, yeah. That, I mean, like when he says, I don't, he goes, I don't think I'm that angry. And she goes, you hide it really well,
Yeah.
but you're the angriest man I know.
About being, so that's it.
So I don't know why, like, why do we need to know that he's the angriest man she knows?
I don't know. It's just a line in there.
I like her. I was worried when I watched the pilot of this. I'm like, oh, it's going to be Skylar. You know what I mean?
She's a decent actress. She was in The Shield. She played the chick in The Shield that Mackie has an affair with. Like, I think she works for the ATF or something, or something like that Mackie's screwing around with. She's a lot younger.
Yeah. She was also in a sitcom on called The Detour, which was funny as fuck. And she looks like my first ex-wife, so kind of breaks my heart to see.
Right. Breaks your heart to see what, a pretty woman?
Yeah, it's like an old.
Oh, a reminder of what you used to have?
No, kind of. He only trusts one person in his life, and he goes back to the person he trusts, even though she's moved on. That's,
I got you. Yeah.
You're in a certain situation. It's interesting.
All right. So this is my son's thing.
Shit.
Hold on. I don't know how to mute a short because he's playing fucking music.
Got to be a way to mute it.
Maybe I can do it when it gets on the stream. So what it is?
Yeah, you can mute it on the stream when you're sharing it. If you look at the screen that you're out on stage, there's a volume thing that you could hit the mute there.
Okay, so what it is like he carves all this stuff out, and this is like a table and chair set, but it's also a puzzle, and then he draws all the artwork on it.
Looks like Jenga a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit, but
it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's he's been doing art since he's 12. That I remember. So it's what it is.
My daughter's a talented artist too, and I can't draw a stick figure. I don't know how you can draw, anything.
So this all comes apart, and then you can have a little set, and you're just gonna flip it over. See how the image still works together. So that's what he does, and he asked me to play it, and I told him I would. So I think it's cool.
There's a little duck in the boat in one of the small.
Yeah, it's cool.
So good.
So I asked him, I said, so where can people buy it? Well, this one's not ready yet. I'm just working on it still. I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm thinking it's done because I'm not an artist. I see something that looks complete. Yeah, so quasi totem pole type of thing. Yeah, but it comes apart and it turns into just furniture or something, whatever it is. But hey, man, he's trying to just do something.
He's very talented. That's cool.
Yeah, my daughter's talented, super talented, but he is too. Wait, what? What you used to have? Isn't your wife still the most beautiful woman? I call my girlfriend beautiful every day. Well, Julio is single now, so they're all used to be's. I've been married 30 years in November. My wife's the hottest chick ever, dude. To put up with my bullshit for 30 years, she's the shit. Yeah, I know. It's same with him, Kefka fanatic. It is crazy. He just never stops. It's like, dude, there's an end point to some of this somewhere, right?
Yep.
There's
As a musician, a song is never finished. It's only abandoned. You have to go, all right, enough.
right. Wait, what are the arms drawing hands? And yeah, I mean, about 10 years, I wanted to make a totem pole out of a giant tree trunk I had from work. It ended up just wet and molded, ruined. I know, like we all have these big plans, Jim, when we pick up something at the store, you know, like, ooh, I'm gonna take home that fucking salvage piece of whatever. I got something cool I can do with that. Nope. Not gonna happen. Life takes over and you forget about it unless you hire somebody to do it for you, right?
Yeah.
You got something you got pulled up? You're looking like you got something you want to pull up.
No.
Oh, all right. So I'm sure you guys watched this stream because 18,000 people did. But there's this guy named Iron Oxide that jumped on Ethan's show after Ethan EFAP'd him on with Matt Barr the other night. Ethan did a 7-hour stream, by the way. He's getting close to BTM reviews links here. So
He's not there yet.
He's not there yet. He's getting close, but he did that. And I never heard of this guy before. Just like I never heard of Wiggle before 2 weeks ago. What is this?
My daughter did that. It's an album that her and I both like. So she bought the record and painted the cover on the record.
Very nice.
Yeah.
See, I see stick figures when I see a empty palette or slate.
Didn't mean to jump in. Go ahead, Dave.
Yeah. No, it's fine. Yeah, I never heard of him either until I was watching it. And this guy is just so unlikable, Jim. Did you watch him? Satala?
I'll take that
What
as a
about
no.
him?
Did you watch
I
this
didn't watch
Iron-
all of it.
Did you watch him at all?
Caught some of it.
He's very unlikable. Like he's got the same fucking Riley and Mint arguments. He's got the same nonsense. Yeah, so Mr. Oh, so yeah. Are they positive memes? Because apparently he loves the fellowship. Him and his wife both. They got all their plushies signed at the meetup by all the fellowship members. So yeah. Let's just check out a little bit of this. I'm not gonna do it for long, but I just want you to see this attitude that Ethan had to put up with from some guy that Ethan brought on his show because he could. This was 4 hours and 36 minutes into the live stream. Like,
Background is trifling.
oh, dude.
What the fuck is that?
Like, you have like
Something about the. So thank you.
Let's get to that
I think it's
436
supposed to be
mark.
See something like Brian Kriskow about like a goofy looking dude trying to look cool.
All right, here we go.
Hold on a second. Mute, unmute. See what I mean?
So this guy this guy's
Can
me.
you fix your computer?
Can't even
Iron
get his
Oxide?
sound working. He's boomering big time. So he's so cool. He's going to come on Ethan's show and blast
What's
him.
really important is that your room is blue. So
Blue.
We got that going. We got the blue. We got the appearance and ambiance. What we need is actually a little bit of audio. But you know what I could have done is I could have just pretended we could hear him and then just fucking say, just have an argument with him. Here he is.
All right, there we go.
There we go. Much better.
Go on.
Exactly.
By the way,
Bullet.
yes, I did turn on the purple lights just for you and wore the sunglasses again, so I'd look extra douchey and fit right in.
You look cool, man. I like.
Oh, wait. So right off, he looks extra douchey to fit right in. What? What the fuck? Ethan looks douchey to me here, Julio. I mean, looks
Ethan's
like
a complete douche. Yeah, agreed.
I mean,
you can't out douche him. So
yeah,
don't worry about it. You're
but-
good.
I mean, he wore the sunglasses and put on the purple lights to be douchey, just like Ethan, basically. Okay.
Relax inside. It's just,
Yeah, like, dude, you're not cool. Like,
No.
you're like, what? He's probably 50, 52 years old. Like,
40
like,
something, maybe.
maybe.
What's his gimmick? Is he like a comic book? Another?
No, he's not a
comic book?
creator. Nope, he's just a fucking ripatard, fucking fellowship, Matt Barr supporter. Ethan is wrong on it. He's a huge Ethan fan, loves his art, but ever since you started supporting pornographers, you're the worst. I can't stand you. Ugh. He's a fucking dingleberry, as Mr. Self-Destruct says.
I like your room. It's a little bit dark, though. How come you don't have my blacklight posters up? Where are my blacklight posters?
I don't know. Have they been released yet, or are you still just collecting money?
Oh, they're released. Yeah, like I have 4 black.
Oh, that's funny,
Good.
Jim. Jim, isn't that funny? Are they released yet, or are you just collecting money on them?
Yeah,
That was pretty good.
It's funny, yeah. Haha.
No,
Funny.
Okay.
No, it's not funny, dude. Like, if Ethan does one fucking poster a year, the quality will be better than 10 Eric July posters in the same year.
Okay.
So I'll pay for quality over quantity any day of the week. Unless it's macaroni and cheese, right? No, because Kraft is the best. Although that fucking Walmart Kraft or macaroni and cheese ain't bad either. That Great Value brand. I don't eat it, but my grandkid loves it.
Posters, and they're beautiful. I think
and I'll agree.
Where
I was muted.
You could see them in Mint Salad and Riley's studio. They're hanging up right there, like behind them.
Right.
You guys spend a lot of time watching them, so maybe
Not really.
you've seen them. What's your problem, Iron Oxide?
My problem is I was a huge fan, and that's what I was saying before I was muted. Or my computer was actually taking a shit. I had to get everything.
What did you like about me before? You were a huge fan.
I liked your art. I liked your art, and I liked it before your opinions would change. You know, with that,
my opinions have changed.
Consistency of a woman's menstrual cycle. Yes, they change, dude. They change all the time. The minute somebody fucking slights you in this.
Those Great Value potato chips are fucking shit, dude. They're good, man. Especially the crunchy Ruffles. Holy fuck. Razor Tart. Is that me? Because I'm Razor Dave 68. Am I Razor Tart? You talking about me, Julio?
Who, me?
No, Kev Kinetic. Am I the Razor Tart? I hope not. I don't want to be the Razor Tart. Hopefully not.
Slightest little bit of a way, you turn into a fucking whiny girl and start running people over it, man. And that's just what sucks.
Hold on one second. Dude, back up. I understand you're excited, but listen, it's just me, okay? So
I love how Ethan takes control of the situation, Jim. Like, hey, dude, calm the fuck down. You're with me now. Just talk to me like a human being. Don't be a retard because you think I'm going to kick you off in 5 seconds. I brought you on. You're here. Calm the fuck down.
First of all, you want to tell me an opinion that I had at some point that changed because of somebody?
Yeah.
I'd like to hear that.
Yeah, Mr. Self-Destruct. Yeah.
Well, it's like let's take a trip back in time to when you first reviewed ISOM. Now you don't like Eric July because you're, a jilted ex-girlfriend. Now all of a sudden it's the worst book ever. Which is it? Which one is true?
What's true?
Opinion A, opinion B. Will it change?
You could go and look at the. Hold on. You could go and first of all, what's your actual name? Do people know what your name is, or are you Iron Oxide?
Friends of mine do. I mean, of course, some people know what my actual name is. Why do you want to know my real name? That's a weird question.
So I don't have to call you Iron Oxide.
Call me whatever you want. You can call me fuckface for all I care. You can call me.
Hey, settle. Hey, listen. Cool. We're having a nice conversation. I know you're excited. Yeah. Settle down. You don't have to be at an 11 here. You can just chill. We're trying to have a talk. All right. So Eric July's comic book.
See, he's so smart, Julio. Mm-hmm. Like, why do you need to know my name? I'm this big time memer or whatever the fuck it. I mean, whatever.
I'm trying to read the room here, but I'm,
say it,
I'll just keep playing.
dude. That's why you're here. If you got an opinion, say it.
I'm not a comics guy.
Right.
So far, other than his background and his sunglasses inside,
Yeah.
kind of with him, to be honest with you. So far.
That's up to you. I
Which is
mean,
my
that's why
opinion.
you're here. Like,
Yeah. I don't know anything about Cyberfrog or any of this shit in his background, any of that stuff. I'm just saying he's like, oh, a minute ago you liked it, now you don't, and you're I kind of
well, he's going to explain. He's going to explain it. You tell him if you agree when he explains.
Okay. I'm open. Yeah. I don't have a
Like
I don't have skin
every
in
Comicsgate comic book that I have helped promote over the years is like many of them. Okay, many of the guys who are amateur who don't do comics for a living, I support them. I promote them. I say kind things about them, or I did. And I thought that was a good idea to sit there and say that Eric July's book, constructively positive criticism about it. I thought that was a good thing. And I thought Eric understood that. But it turns out that Eric doesn't want to hear anything that is not positive about his book. And when he finally did get some decent criticism about it from Dick Masterson, which was excellent criticism, by the way, the story structure why is that funny to you? Did you read the
Because
criticism?
it is. Yes, dude, that's such old news, man. Yeah, everybody's read it.
Okay, so
And?
anyway, it was good criticism, and it was appropriate story structure criticism, and Eric rejected it and was unable to accept it, and basically put on a big show for his audience.
So, do you understand what he's saying there, Julio? Like, he was promoting people just to grow indie comics.
I do. I'm not.
You don't agree? Now he's going to say later, I shouldn't have done that.
Okay.
He's going to admit that that was not the right thing for Comicsgate because it didn't help Comicsgate when you're promoting shit that sucks. Whether it's Eric July or me or whoever's making a book, right? So yeah. Exactly.
Like I said, I don't spend money on the product, so I'm not
right
upset if it's bad or good because I don't. It's not. You know what I mean? It's not my.
Yeah, I get it.
wheelhouse.
I get it.
So I'm coming at this from like a outsiders.
Yeah, I mean, I watched this today and I was like, you know what, man? I mean, I was like, whatever about. I didn't buy fucking ISOM because Ethan gave it a good review. I bought it because I was a fan of the Fellowship and you know, maybe EJ was this guy that could do something and he couldn't. It wasn't it. It's not it. Ethan had something else to protect, like making maybe Comicsgate, maybe other artists make a lot of money by getting this guy in that world with them. But he fucking backstabbed him. He used him. He made his $3.7 million and he said, I'll never promote one of you motherfuckers when he was done. So fuck Eric. He's a piece of shit. And that's why Eric or Ethan can have all the animosity he wants toward Eric. And I'll agree with him 1,000 times over. Is Ethan cocky? Yep. Ethan's been doing this shit for 30 years, dude. He don't have to answer to Eric July. That guy's a fucking traveler. He's just looking for the next grift. When this fucking ISOM or Ripiverse fails, he'll go to the next fucking thing because it's going to fail. That's a fact. But when you get retards like Iron Oxide and Matt Barr, you know, calling out Ethan for, you know, whatever reason, it's just because they got nothing going on of value, nothing at all.
Rejecting and nitpicking it in order to demonstrate. I think that like actual criticism of his writing ability would be difficult for him to
I mean, do you take criticism well? It doesn't seem like you do.
Dude, I hate this argument too, Jim. He has no idea what Ethan's career was when he was working for fucking DC. The goddamn criticism he had to put up with, Julio. Like, they tore his pages up in front of his face and said, get better. Like,
from what I've heard, he was pretty brave to get out and do his own thing.
Yeah.
And he was one of the first to do it. I respect that.
I mean, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, again, if I'm a first-time comic book creator and a 30-year comic creator, there might be some different levels of criticism that have value versus those that don't. All right. So Ethan's had some of the best editors in comics review his work and said, yep, we're putting this in the book, motherfucker. This is that good. You think he's going to listen to fucking Yellow Flash tell him how shitty his artwork is? Fuck you.
Why did he have this guy on his show?
Because I'm sure he was EFAPing Matt Barr. This guy was watching him because that's what they all do. They all watch him so they can analyze every word he fucking says. And he probably begged to come on. Ethan saw him on that stream and says, yeah, come on, dude. So, and he's also like got nothing else to talk about. And he's 4 hours into a show. So let's bring this fucking idiot on. So yeah, it's just, Alistair, EBS is on the ball. Eric July is on the wall. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, who the fuck is all going to, who's going to, it's retarded that this guy is going to compare anything Ethan has to put up with to what Eric has put up with, because they're not in the same fucking universe. Stupid.
No, not from,
this just sucks, man, because I'm on, you would have asked me a few years ago if I would have been asked to come on EBS's show. That would be like the coolest fucking thing ever, man. It just, when is this gonna stop?
Now
it's
like
being
me.
About comic
I'm
books?
excited to be on your show.
An actual, my show doesn't fucking matter. I'm a hobbyist. I just do shit for fun.
Right, and so that's why, like, if you put out a comic book, I'd probably tell you it was pretty good. I'd be like, yeah, good job, man.
Why? What if it sucked? If it sucked, tell me it sucked.
I don't do that.
I could either tell you to go fuck yourself and not accept it, or I could accept it, or I could go somewhere in between.
Easy to say, dude. Easy to say until it happens to you. When EBS says, hey man, good job on your first attempt, you know, might make you want to go to the next level. If he crushes your dreams, you know, you'll resent him for the rest of your life and you'll never try again. So it's easy to say when you don't have to actually create anything, stupid fuck.
Tell you to go fuck yourself, but actually take the criticism. Everybody responds to criticism differently. Right. You do. And does it really fucking matter anymore, man?
No. Doesn't matter. I've already made my point. It mattered at the time. Doesn't really
you
matter
make your
now.
point every fucking night.
Yeah, and you, by the way, yeah, like I do trash casts. I review what people are saying in this sphere. It's fun. It's entertaining. It amuses people. I don't think I'm still going over ISOM #1, but you know, I will still talk about what people are saying, which is what you do.
Just I didn't watch, but I did back it up just to see what you were talking about this evening. It was F&T, Eric July, F&T. It's like, oh my god.
Yeah, just like they all talk about Marvel, Disney, Kathleen Kennedy, blah 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 for fucking years, dude. So don't be an asshole. Don't be a dick.
Where's Wayne Rowe the Brute? The figures look dope. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a huge action figure fan. I was reposting shit about the Cyberfrog toys consistently before I decided not to purchase them.
And
it really sucked to decide not to purchase them because they do look fucking awesome. Good. I'm still a fan of your work.
But are you buying Eric July stuff? You buying Rippaverse stuff?
I buy what I think looks cool. I've bought a few. I got up to about Alpha.
So you're buying his stuff because you think
I'm probably gonna get.
But you're not buying my
I'm probably
stuff.
I'm gonna get Yaira.
For your reasons.
I'll get that statue. I got.
Are you getting the Yaira statue? You better hurry up, man. They're running out of those. You better run before they.
They got a little payment plan. It is a little pricey. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, a little bit.
But it does look cool.
No, it doesn't, dude. It doesn't look cool. It's Yaira. Yaira's not a cool character in the first place. Ugh. What are we talking about, Jim? Does it look cool? Yaira statue looks cool, right?
I don't. It looks all right. I mean, it looks like you know. I don't know. I mean, let's see what it actually looks like because everything that they've shown, they said are just renderings.
It's not the real
thing. Look different. Yeah. So.
Yeah. I mean, if you can't show me the real image, why would I give you $500 fucking dollars? This moron's going to buy that fucking statue, Kevin. He just said, I love your artwork, but I haven't bought anything. But I buy Eric July's because it looks pretty cool. And Eric July hasn't pissed off the internet. Oh my God. Oh, Jim can look up the sales number real quick on that statue. He can find out how many are left.
I can.
Man, Jesus Christ. I knew when I heard this guy today, I was going to have to talk about it. And I'm sure Matt Barr, whoever else, is going to make some other video about me making fun of people like this guy, the cool guy with the all blue background and sunglasses that likes Eric July's books.
Why do
I've been
a
buying
Yaris
some other
tattoo in
independent stuff.
So you're gonna buy stuff that
I'm
like,
not a
you know,
hardcore like, oh my god, I saw America. It's the best thing ever. Everybody knows it's not the best thing ever. It's decent. It was a good starting point.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't.
It wasn't.
I mean,
you think that was worth
I think it was
$3.7 million? You really think
3.7
so?
Do
I
I
mean,
think
he's
that there
trying
are
to stream
better?
with Matt Barr, who was basically
Does it
saying,
fucking matter if it was worth
He
what it
didn't
made?
pay
over all the
$3.7
different-
million for it. He paid
Huh?
$20 for it.
No, they paid $45 for
Whatever
the
it
book.
was. But the point being, the EVS is like, well, was it worth $3.7 million? This guy's like, he didn't say it. I would have said I didn't pay $3.7 million for it. I
Right,
paid
but
$3 for it, and it sucked or it was good.
but he's saying it's a good starting point, and that's a lie. It's a terrible book, Julio. It's terrible.
Didn't read it. His sales are down, so clearly he did something wrong. Correct?
Yes.
That's, like objective.
Wait a minute. The number went up
Of
statues available. Before it was 702, wasn't it?
yep.
And now it's 733.
They have returns.
Oh yes,
people must have
of
canceled.
course. Maybe
people
they
must have
didn't all
canceled.
get. Maybe they didn't get crowdfunded to fucking buy the statue. Like people were going and making crowdfunding sites to buy the statue, Julio. That's how gay this weird shit is. Like
Did you see your guy Partika's video today? Or Mike?
I did. I think he's.
our guy.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
him and Jim went back and forth.
Yeah. I don't
Okay.
know. I mean,
Well, because you gave it a good
He-
review, Jim. You
he's
said it was pretty
claiming
good.
he's claiming that Gooding is worse than ISOM 1 or ISOM 2 or whatever.
He said it's
And I
the
was
worst book he's ever read or something,
Yeah,
right?
I'm like,
He did.
You know, I personally think the more I actually read it again, I think there was some editing done, late stage editing done to the story in the book. Like they removed the thing about charging the fees and maybe some other stuff. Because there was a couple pages that only had like 2 small word bubbles on the whole page, which I was
Hey,
like, oh,
Retro
this is
Dice,
cool. You know, just like
what
boop,
the
boop,
fuck
boop,
is a
boop.
Gooding? Like it's the same thing. It's what's a Yaira? What's a Gooding? What's an
You know, so
ISOM?
I would like to see, and even Mike Partika agreed, I'd like to see the script that was turned in for this book to see what actually was edited out. You know, like maybe there was changes made, because I'm sure Mike Barron got paid to write the script. And once he turned in the script, any changes they made or edits, he's, you know what I mean? That they
He has
took
no
stuff out,
control
it's not-
over,
It's out of
right.
his control.
But is this something that you would normally ask for a creator whose product you bought to provide you with? Like,
No,
I want to see the demo.
but I mean, maybe
not
Mike
you,
Barron will.
in
You
general.
know, if it blows up, if Mike Barron sees the book and says this is not the story I wrote, maybe he'll put it out.
Or maybe Mike Barron won't write the next fucking book when he knows that his creative fucking whatever he created was actually not what
You
got
know.
put in the book.
You know, and then even whatever Ripperverse Goalpost started attacking me, saying that I read the book too fast. That's not really reading the book. That's just skimming the book, reading it in 8
And
minutes.
Jim liked it. Jim liked it.
And I'm
Yeah.
like, dude, what are you talking? It's a fucking comic book. It's not
Right.
supposed to be sit down and read this thing and thinking. It's a fucking comic book. It's a picture book.
Right. It's not James Joyce.
You know, and I'm like, dude, I
Yeah.
read like Tom Clancy novels in a couple hours.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, you couldn't know what's going on and give a detailed explanation of that if a week later. I'm like, the fuck I can't. Like, I can give you a synopsis of any one of those fucking books I have on my shelf.
That's why you read him. Right.
So people are now not only criticizing the product, they're criticizing how people consume the product to use, it,
Right.
Yes.
which is retarded.
And giving the product a positive response. Like it's not even like it was like I liked it. Like I liked it. So
And I can acknowledge all these people, the stuff that they're seeing with it, and say, okay, yeah, but that still doesn't change that I liked it. I read the book. I went right through it. I was able to follow bloop, 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 and follow the story. I'm like, I just didn't like the way it ended.
I will say, if I had as much money as this guy has that he's put in his back room, I'd be in Vegas. and not sitting
Blue
in a
Gundam. I didn't say anything about a funny picture book that you just read and throw away. I'm saying that's what comics were for a long time. And I said this reminded me of a comic when I was a kid. There was nothing in the 80s or 90s in a comic book was that you had to be like, oh my God, what's going on here? What's their deeper meaning? What are they talking about? There was none of that shit in a comic book. It was, oh, this is a good story. Ooh, this is what happened.
Right. And even earlier than that, it was even more simple. Yeah. So,
I'm not, what I'm saying is it reminded me of a comic from when I was a kid. That's what I said. It was a story I could follow it. Oh, it started here. Right now, this explanation about where the kid was, all these things. Now, was it the greatest story? No. Was it the greatest art? No. But it was a comic book. It was a decent comic book.
Yeah. It got you from point A to point B, and you were pretty happy getting there. So, and Kevin says, I guess that dude never heard Jim recite the pilot episode of Justified before. So you do know what you're when you see something, you remember it. So, and Jim buys
I have never thrown a comic book away in my life.
No, he's got a whole fucking spare bedroom up to the roof of comics and paraphernalia.
I don't throw anything.
I wish I had a spare bedroom.
He's a hoarder. Yeah, Jim the hoarder. And like, now Jim's a hoarder, guys. But don't go down the toilet or in the trash can. It's in his house somewhere.
Who cares? People buy shit that doesn't, there's always something better than what is actually popular. There's always is. Even if it was top tier and that good, there's always something else that's better that's not as successful. And that's just sad, but that's the truth. That's how things happen.
Yeah, but what about We Will Win? What about competing with the SJWs in the mainstream and doing
what about that? Then do that. Then focus on that.
Isn't that what that was?
Fucking Eric July. Laugh about it and move on.
Iron Oxide, I don't think you understand where you are. You're on YouTube, and what you and your crowd does on YouTube is pick apart shit for amusement. You realize that, right?
Then that kind of what you do with Trashcast?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So
true, dude. On both sides.
Yeah. Why the fuck are you criticizing me? Like, you both. Yeah, he's got a clean house. Everything's clean. He has a maid that comes and dusts all the shit off and everything. But he's got a very clean hoarding house, I'm sure.
Well, everything's neat in boxes. It's just not like a pile of shit. Everything's in its place.
Yeah.
But I'm not making a comic book.
Well, yeah, you should. If you were making a comic book, then maybe what you were doing.
I don't. Well, dude, I don't think. I think that would be very. The hubris in doing so would be just unacceptable by
by my standards. Yeah, it would be. But I mean, you should. The thing about it is that that's what YouTube is. YouTube is people picking apart shit. It's what you do. It's what your friends do. YouTube wouldn't exist if you guys weren't able to deconstruct the work made by people who are better than you.
Right, but do you think that this is actually helping by keeping this weird ass circle of infighting instead of try to make something better than fight the culture war?
Well, I'm already doing that.
Really, because all anybody thinks about anymore with Comicsgate or you, unfortunately, is you think of Eric July, you don't, or you think of EVS, you don't think he's Cyberfrog anymore. You think of fucking your spat with Yellow Flash and Eric July.
I didn't ask for that. I didn't ask for a spat with
then
Yellow Flash.
You didn't have to act like a fucking girl about like a jilted fucking.
Why do you keep saying like gay shit, dude? You're the one making videos about me. Like you're making videos about me too.
Yeah,
so
I'm making it because
jilted ex-girlfriend and a faggot.
I'm the jilted ex because I was a fucking fan, and now I can't stand the fact that I don't want to give you.
Well, I mean, that makes you a jilted ex. Why don't you move on? You're gonna sit there and see all the stuff that you're saying about me is projection. I'm talking about people creating stuff and ruining a scene and not talking about stuff that actually matters in the culture war, but focusing on garbage. And you're sitting there talking about me. You're upset with me. It sounds like you are in love with me, kind of like Matt Barr is.
He's got a good point, Julio. Like you're focused on me. Like Ethan's focused on these guys, but Ethan even called out. It was so funny in this stream, Julio. He called out all of his viewers. He's like, hey guys, I don't do trash cast anymore that much because y'all ain't sending me shit to watch. Like he goes, there's just not that much going on. And I look around, there's not a lot to talk about. Y'all aren't supplying me anything to watch. So it's very dependent on being retarded. So if people aren't being retarded, there's nothing to slam on, right?
True.
But
True.
when it
It's
piles
the
up,
retard economy online.
right?
Yet
Like
he streamed for 7 hours. Apparently, he had stuff to talk about then. I'm sure 3 hours of
Pastor
it were
Flash,
eBay.
Pastor Flash, who's always here as well, and sends me clips as well, but sent EVS a bunch of short clips. He even called out Katie. He's like, "Hey, Katie, where the fuck are your videos?" And they're like, she got a new clip channel, dude. She's got a new clip channel. So he's like, "Oh, I didn't know that." So they sent him the link, and it was great. You know what? Simply, I also think I think the retard reservoir is full still. I just think that we're kind of bored of watching people be retarded. Like, EVS was watching an Eric July stream or a video like I do, and he gets about halfway through and he's like, "Fuck this, I'm out." And I get that way too. You see me, Julio. It's like, enough of this motherfucker. I'm done.
That's why we watched Justified tonight, because it's good.
Yeah.
We're not stealing other people's shit and clipping it with no comments or it's.
Yeah. I mean, we do need the clowns to laugh at, but they're not, if they're not being, I really like your boy Zach's new name for the fellowship: birthday party clowns. Like, there's no lower level of clown. You're a birthday party clown. Camelot is boring as fuck tonight. Yeah, probably so. I used to watch some of his shows, but now all I hear is he's begging for money because he didn't know how expensive it would be to travel for driving in NASCAR, so he needs help paying for his hotel rooms.
What happened to people? I thought people were backing his.
Dude, he's got Tim Pool that's a sponsor of his car. That sponsorship includes more than just the car. He makes at least $300 a night in super chats when he streams. He makes all of his ad revenue. Plus, he's got a separate channel that he will not tell anybody the name of. But I do know, well, because he doesn't want to get called out by his buddies, because it's a clip channel. There's a clip channel out there where he's bringing out the bullshit and he's just throwing it on a YouTube page somewhere, and those generate revenue, dude. So
it's not my business, but does Camelot have a job like you and I do, Dave? Or is this
no? Camelot has no job. This is his life.
Okay,
that's why he drinks. That's
I'm
why
not
he
going to
drinks.
listen to anybody.
That's why he drinks milk with 2 eggs and a bottle or a fucking shot of whiskey if he gets $1,000 in super chats.
I'm getting to the point where unless you're retired and had a job and don't have to work, or you work and do this for fun, that I don't take any of this shit at face value.
Well, yeah,
because you're doing it for money. So of course you have to say certain things because you got to pay your fucking rent and your mortgage,
right?
Your product and EVS, all of them.
Like Jim knows the melted snowman comment, but he would never back it up. He would never say who that was about, Jim. So he's just a clout chasing troll who's just wants people to watch, and then he doesn't say anything. Like, he's made videos forever, like since Ricada got arrested, saying, "Oh, it's this," or Nick's getting his kids taken away, blah 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 blah. I've known Nick's had a drug problem since I met him, blah 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 blah. What the fuck, dude? But then Nick's like, that's the first show he goes on when he comes back online. It's like, but we all know Nick don't watch YouTube. He has no clue what people are saying. He doesn't, Jim. You know that, right? You know that.
Yeah.
He has no fucking clue. He don't give a shit. Only thing he pays attention to is Kiwi Farms. He does seem to pay an extraordinary amount of attention to Josh Moon at Kiwi Farms.
That's the last place I would pay attention to, but that's just me.
He does like Cody, but I don't think he would like Cody as much as he would if he knew all the shit he was making videos about. He says he told Nick the first time, but I don't think he told him the 7th, 8th, and 9th time he kept talking about Nick to drive that fucking revenue. Nick don't care about the fucking Cody making money. He knows he's the topic, and then he'll forgive him. But some of the shit he said just really pissed me off. I met Cody in person, Geronimo. He's a real nice guy. When I met him, I called him Camelot. He said, "No, man, I'm Cody. Just call me Cody." He's a short dude. He's like, Chet gets mad when I say this, but he's like 5'9". He ain't no 5'11" or 6 foot.
How dare you?
I know.
You're like 8
I
feet
don't
tall.
think he watches Cody's shows at all, Rilzik. I don't. He says he doesn't. Nick says he watches nothing on YouTube. He doesn't ever have time. Ever. I've seen so many Nick streams where he goes, I don't know. I don't watch anything on YouTube. He goes, I barely have time to watch, Star Trek with my wife, who's got that shit on repeat all the time.
Good wife.
Oh, Drunk 3PO is the melted snowman. Ooh, that's a good call there.
Hot take.
Because he's everybody's friend, right? Like Drunk 3PO's the what would you call him, Jim? Like, the friend in the group, but everybody thinks he's an idiot. But he's always a nice guy.
Could be.
Yeah, he only gets clips. It's just weird.
Was Gina Carano dating somebody?
I know he stopped. Look, I know he stops in on the chat and stuff, Rilzik, and that's fine. Look, I mean, I've never super chatted anybody more on YouTube than fucking Cody. Because I used to watch it all the time, but again, dude, don't be begging for money when you're out driving NASCARs for a living. I don't what the fuck.
But again, it's like the company.
I don't get to drive NASCARs.
He can beg for money, and I'm not giving him any. So outside of that,
no, dude, you have no idea.
Okay,
how much money Cody makes in super chats.
Good for him, though.
It's fantastic.
Not mine, but
no, but it is. I mean, it is good, but it's crazy. Like you're like, holy shit, and it's funny. Like people get into the whole thing, like, oh, this guy sent 100, this guy sent 50, this guy sent another 100. And you're like, wow. And then people just start piling on. The next thing you know, he's drinking fucking double fight milk. That's $1,500 in super chats in a 4-hour show. It's amazing. What a talent you have to get people to do that. But he's been doing it a long time as well. He knows. Like he's been doing this, I think, 5 or 6 years. So you kind of understand what it's about. He takes off his shirt and
people would pay so much money to sit at the cool kids table.
Yeah, and you want to be heard. You like the super chats are about being heard, right? When you got 1,000 or 700 people in your stream at the same time, and the host can't read every one, but when it's highlighted because somebody super chats, they're gonna read it. But what's weird is when I watch channels that don't read them, and some fucking computer animated voice reads it live, like when it comes over. I can't stand that. It is so annoying and disrespectful to the super chatters. The super chatters deserve to have the host read the chat, and not the next fucking day on a super chat catch-up show. That night, man, read your chats. I've never seen a show where Ricada didn't read all his super chats, Jim, and he got a lot of super chats. I never seen, and he'll pay attention to Rumble.
He did not read. He never read all the super chats from the Rittenhouse trial streams because there was so many. He didn't have time. He was supposed to do a stream and do it, never did because he kept getting more super chats.
Oh well, that's different. Yeah. Well, I mean,
I don't think people watch the streams to watch you read super chats, though. Is the other
no, but when you send the super chat,
but
when you send the super chat, you want your voice to be heard.
Yeah. But sometimes I like Tim Pool only reads like
5
or 10 of the super chats. So, but like if it's a super chat that's about something that someone's talking about, like that's why if you're a big show like with a lot of super chats, you should probably have a producer that's paying attention, is watching super chats, that can throw the super chat and be like, oh, this is right about what you're talking about. This guy just sent $20 and about what you're talking about right now.
So
because if it's at the end hours later, it kind of misses the mark.
So Blue Gundam says he's done Naked Snake hundreds of times. Why do people still want to see it? Because he's got probably 200 to 300 people that show up every night and never want to see that streak die. They don't like that streak is so high now. It was great. Like I think it's like almost 300 episodes in a row. It's a year of legitimate streams every night where he's doing Naked Snake and he's singing fucking song from Metal Gear Solid, takes off his shirt, puts on his bandana.
What?
Yeah, that's what he does. And
Oh,
it's
that.
hey, Nick Rekieta's done it with them plenty of times.
Awesome.
But it is what it is, man. So, and then when you get that loyalty built into your fan base, they don't want to see it stop. So he'll go, "Hey, man, we're like $80 away from Naked Snake." Next thing you know, there's 100 showing up right in his super chat box, and good for him. I can't stand when Anna reads her super chat, and sometimes she literally criticizes a person who just gave her money over something stupid. Really, I've never watched an Anna stream, so I don't know why you would do that. Retro Dice, you send me a fucking penny, I'll read it. You're goddamn right. I read every fucking thing. Not like they're, it's a big deal, but I read every fucking super chat. I will never not read every super. And I actually apologized to Elizabeth one night because she became a member and I missed it. And I started out my next stream, your girlfriend, Julio, thanking her the night before for becoming a member on the show. So, yeah, I don't want to watch. I don't like watching. This is going to be awful, but I don't like watching women do a lot of shit. I don't care.
I agree.
Women talking and babbling. I don't give a fuck.
I told you before, I'll tune into a baseball game like the Colorado Rockies late night game, and there's a woman on play-by-play.
Turning it off.
Right off.
If I watch an NFL or college football game and there's a woman announcer, get the fuck out. I'm going to another game. Yeah, and she's so disrespectful on that show in Motto because she'll sit there like this. This is Anna. Yeah, that Patrick T, he's something else.
Right. Act like you're focused on the show you're on, right, Dave?
Oh, wait, that guy rage quit. Where did he go? He rage quit like 35 minutes ago. Why did he leave? Like, it's fucking terrible. Like, I don't understand why. And I know that she's cool because she always stands her position, but she's been around so long that she's got so much support for people. That's great. But dude, don't fucking tell me that she's a good streamer because she doesn't pay attention. Yeah, she
entertaining. I've listened to her on EFAP streams. She's pretty good.
Oh, they call her low effort. Yeah, I like women's pole vaulting. Low energy Anna is legendary. I guess so. I will say one thing for Anna though. You fucking challenge her, she's gonna fucking throw it right back in your face. Now, is she always right? No, because she can do the same thing, but she'll be right. But if somebody else does the same thing, they're in the wrong. And I don't like that. What's good for the goose better be good for the fucking gander. Because if it ain't, you're a hypocrite.
She is what do they say? What's the?
I know I have thin skin on a lot of shit. But if people make fun of me, I don't care. I don't watch Ripaverse goalpost videos when he makes them about me. I don't watch Hell the Lore when he makes videos about me. They don't mean shit. I don't answer Matt Barr when he wants me to go on his fucking stream.
You should.
That shit don't. Why would I go on his show? All he'll do is
I'd be
yell.
entertained by it.
No, because all he'll do is yell and scream with 5 other panelists to back him up.
Yeah, that's true.
And I don't have the patience. I would start cussing them out. I would not be the gentle, humble person that some people would want me to be. I would lose my mind and be a fucking asshole because I'm 56 fucking years old. I'm not gonna listen to that retard tell me that I'm wrong for being a fan of something and not being a fan of him. Fuck off. Fuck that guy. Yeah, I love watching Malin. I love watching Shane. Cecil's fun as well. I do like Cecil a lot. But I like Cecil better when he's with people rather than when he's doing his own Cecil show what they call it, the Tuesday show on Wednesdays or something, Jim.
Yeah.
I like Cecil better at a group. I just think Carbon Heart's going to be here. Well, I'm going to DM. He was supposed to come on tomorrow night, but tomorrow night's going to be a theory or Tuesday. I'll see if he wants to talk about it. If not, we'll get him on another night. But Carbon Heart, I felt bad for. because he started answering the questions and they wouldn't let him finish. What I would love to do is have him on the show and play that video and hear Matt's question and then actually hear Carbon Heart's real answer, like without interrupting him. That would be great. Yeah. Like I did a beg cast. Could you imagine doing a beg cast, Jim? And the more money they make, the more they beg. It's really weird. The more popular they know they are, the more they know they can hit their chat up for more super chats. It's fucking wild, like legitimately wild. I notice that a lot. Like it's unbelievable. All right, so let's get back to this disingenuous, unlikable. And Ethan's right, or I'm sorry, not Ethan, but Ethan's right. Your lights don't actually help your background, dude. Turn on your lights. Let's see what you got back there.
I already said I used to be a fan. So
matter of fact, I'm going to turn on my lights.
I felt like I got the middle finger.
Listen, Iron Oxide, I'm sorry
that any of the stuff you're doing, is it helping Shane and John sell their books? Or is it just making everybody get sick?
Can you see more shit?
I don't know,
now?
dude. You kind of traded comic book fans for locale fans.
Yeah.
Are they really buying the books, or are they just giving you super chats?
I think they're buying the books.
You think?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, they're buying my stuff. You know, we just funded Rainbow the Brute, the action figure. Shane Davis's New Inglorious Rex is sitting there.
Coming out. Is the book out, Rainbow the Brute? I haven't been keeping up on that.
No, the book Rainbow the Brute is not out yet. I'm working on it right this minute.
We got a perspective, kind of a ballpark of when it, because if all this shit blows over, because those figures do look dope, and you go back to just being a fucking cool comic book creator, I will support Rainbow the Brute.
Iron Oxide, I'm never going to stop talking. I know, I appreciate that. I'm never going to stop talking about the people that I talk about ever. It's never going to like if I just happen to start talking about people and a phenomenon that you unfortunately liked and you enjoyed, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to stop. That's not going to change. It's going to continue. A lot of people were very upset.
Yeah, I agree. Nice lights. I did it because I want more people to see what's in the background. Let me put it on solo real quick. You guys can check out some of my toys, some of my bourbons, all that good stuff. So that's why I turned it on. And either way, this was unlistenable because of this guy Iron Oxide, who just wanted to be Matt Barr on steroids, and it sucked. It fucking sucked. I mean, it would actually be nice if he just had he just challenged him. Is the book out yet? Is the book out yet? Like, that's everybody's go-to with Ethan, Jim, right? Oh, Ethan's got late books. Ethan's got late books. Yeah, but when you get it, you're like, holy shit, this book was good. Like, it's a dumb argument. Because nobody said, oh, Eric's book was on time and it was amazing. And the hardest part of making a comic book for Eric July is the shipping, not the creation of the book. That's the easy part, dude. Jesus, iron fucking asswipe.
Set that I started talking about DC Comics and what went on over there. A lot of people were really upset about it. Said, why can't you just focus on your comics? Why can't you just do that? But a whole lot of fans came on board. The thing is, I need to be true to myself. I need to talk about what I think, what I believe, and be honest about it. I have to, because otherwise I'm telling Eric July's fans that his books are good. I can't do that anymore.
A book you said was good before you got into a petty fight and decided it was.
You understand? It wasn't a petty fight. Listen, it wasn't a petty fight. You understand what happened there?
Night letters.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah.
He said, I sat there and what are you laughing about, you imbecile?
Because it's fucking hilarious, dude. Listen to yourself. Night letters.
Okay. Call it whatever you want. It did happen during the daytime. I said to him, you need to pay attention to this criticism.
So funny. Like, so funny, dude.
It's valid. And he sent me a note saying that I was supporting the narratives of his enemies and I better stop. Would that work on you?
So have you gotten criticism that you did not accept either from people that you just think are complete fucking pieces of shit? Because come on, do you really think why do you want Dick Masterson and Vito to be a associated with Comicsgate to the level that they are now. Now, when people think about Comicsgate, they think about them before they even think about you.
No, they don't. That's a
Okay.
lie.
I'm not even kidding.
No, I think that's just you guys. I really don't even think comic skaters know who Dick Masterson or Vito are.
Dude,
That's
the first
you guys who spend a little bit
Comicsgate.
too much
Oh,
time watching the sector.
the fat guy in the cape that pees on his girlfriend. That's the first thing they think of
No,
now.
I really just don't think so. I think that's you guys who exist in the sector, and you're welcome. You guys are welcome
Well,
to be a part
Why
of it.
aren't you
enjoy
accepting
the
our
sector.
criticism? Is it not valid or is it in bad faith?
Your criticism of what? Of my comics? Feel free. Your criticism of my YouTube show?
I've already told you your art's good, and I'll never
Right.
say it's not. Okay.
So if you're not criticizing my comic book, you're angry at the content of my YouTube show, you're kind of the subject matter of my
Dude, you're
YouTube show right now. So I can understand why you wouldn't
And your YouTube
be.
show is basically all Comicsgate is now.
That's all it ever has been the YouTube show selling comics. This
not
is
selling
rocket fuel to
comics.
sell comics, Iron Oxide.
Well,
What do you think Eric July's stuff is? It's the same shit. It's using YouTube, talking about whatever we talk about, entertainment to sell comic books.
Oh,
This is
wow.
what it is.
An
That's what this shit
advertising
is.
plan,
That's
Julio.
Friday
What
Night
the
Lights is,
hell?
except there's
Yeah.
no plushies of them. So do you own the plushies?
Ironic, but I
No,
agree
my
with
wife
it.
does.
As Hot Dog Man plushie?
Yes, my wife did get the as hot dog and had it signed by everybody at the meetup. The meetup was a great time, by the way.
Oh my
Should've been
god,
there.
dude. This
This
is just
guy's a-
wonderful.
this
Great.
guy's-
Hold on a second.
this
A couple
guy's
super chats.
trash.
Mostly agreeing with you. Let me in. I can pretend I'm that guy, says Headrock. Mr. Burker's speech patterns remind me of comic book cut, says Pastor Flash. You know
Don't know
what
what
comic book cut is?
I have no idea.
Oh, see, you're not Comicsgate. Mac Rendell says he brings up EVS changing tune on Rip It and laughs that EVS answers because it's old news. Did you notice that too?
Yeah. No
Tom
shit.
Lottie says,
I
Iron
did.
Oxide, will you buy Cyberfrog 3?
If everything else is released, I'll buy it in order. When
you
Rainbow
buy
the Brute the
Cyberpunk?
comic comes out, I will get the Rainbow the Brute figures. If all this bullshit just fucking kind of I mean, it's fine to fucking dunk on and criticize things,
Unless they're things that
But
you
then-
like and bought the plushies
but
off.
then there's being
And went to the
disingenuous.
meetup
You
and got
fucking-
everybody to sign your plushies.
oh Jesus Christ. Like let's see. Yeah, like Mr. Self-Destruct says, I'm so happy to wait on Jimmy Reyes and Liam and others because I know there's soul in their books, not just products. So yeah, like Jimmy Reyes is really fucking panicking about the coloring of the book and everything. And he DM'd me and said, "Hey Dave, I can send you the black and white, and then you'll get the rest when it's ready." I go, "Dude, do not waste your money on shipping. Just send it all together. I'm not in a hurry, dude. I didn't buy your book on a clock waiting for it to be here on a specific date. That's not why I bought it. I bought it to support you and see where you're going to take me in your fantasy world. That's all I care about. I'm not in a fucking hurry with this shit. So, or not shit, but your story. So don't waste money on shipping a bunch of stuff that people didn't pay for, Julio." But he's trying to really like calm people's nerves, but he'll lose all his profit if he just starts selling sending books out with him paying the shipping.
I know.
Fuck
I
that.
backed Jimmy Reyes' comic. And that's,
Yeah.
but I liked him. I heard him talk about his art. His art was awesome. I'm like, all right, I'll like to support this guy.
Yeah. And he's such a nice guy too.
Yeah.
Like he's been on this stream before. He shows up in the chat. I've hit him up. He's like, "Dude, I'm too fucking busy. Like I'm doing all this work right now." Okay. It is the same campaign. He was only going to do black and white because his colorist quit, right, Jim? Isn't that what happened? Or he backed out?
He was having some issues with multiple colorists, is what I think happened.
So now he's doing it all. He's like, "Well, I got to make it right," because he didn't want, like, his campaign was for color books. It wasn't for black and white books.
Mhm.
So, but he's like, "Well, I'll just send out a bunch of black and white stuff." And that's when Ethan and other guys and Kings were like, "Dude, we'll do a cover for you and just redo the campaign for you." Right. Jim?
I believe that's what they're going to do. Ethan's going to do a cover for him.
But the problem is like Jimmy hasn't been around in a few weeks. Like they're like, "Where the fuck is Jimmy?" I haven't seen Jimmy anywhere lately. Like he hasn't popped in on this stream. But maybe he's just got his nose to the grindstone trying to get this stuff done for people. Jimmy Reyes likes to draw titties. I like titties. That's not bad for me.
All right, Dave, I'm going to cut out. Thank you so much for having me on. Jim, you too.
Oh, we went 3.5 hours, and you said you didn't want to go too late.
Well, we're out. It's 11:30. I got up in like 6 hours and drive 2 hours north of Madison. So we're going to continue this another night.
Okay.
All right.
But
we'll
chat,
see you in
thank
the gallery tomorrow.
Yeah. Thank you all for being here. Thanks for the super chats. Thanks for the conversation in the chat. It's great seeing everybody here. We'll be back tomorrow night. Tomorrow night will be, well, I'm going to talk to, if I talk to Carbon Heart and he still wants to come on, Jim, or we might move the theory show to Wednesday if he wants to come on, so we can actually get into it with him about the Matt Barr stuff.
Okay,
just to hear his conversation about it. If not, it will be a Theory Tuesday. But thanks all for being here. Julio?
Thank you, Dave.
Jim? Thank you, buddy. And we are going to play.
Hi, everybody.
Now, I did have somebody.
Really?
One of my fans, or not fans, but one of the people that watch the show said, "Hey, guess what? I'm making a new outro for you. I can't wait to see it, Dad. I can't wait. I like when people send me stuff. It's so good."